And the last night, I had to watch Tobin live to hear his pain. That brought joy to my sleep.
You got Marco.
Nothing like
That's not.
that.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
Hey, Vlad.
Man, can I just say this?
Vlad's here today of all days. He's got to tag in after the Knicks come back and beat the Heat.
Can I just say this?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, look at him. He's peacocking, dude.
If the Heat could only play like a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, they'd be NBA champions.
Oh, for sure.
It's them other 2 quarters that, like, what?
We're the greatest 24-minute team in the league.
We ain't never had a game where the game hadn't started off and we go, whoa.
Vlad, you were at the game yesterday. I was at the game. Did you go with like a Knicks fan friend? Like, did you go solo?
I went with Trevor.
Okay. All right, you went with Trevor. I was curious if you had any Knicks fans that were like nervous during the game and you were like telling them, "Don't worry, we got this."
No, we weren't. We just all figured out they went out the night before. That was a classic 6 p.m. Miami South Beach flu game.
It was.
In the first half, these guys look like, I thought Cat went to some Dominican club Saturday night, partied all night. Because, in their minds, and well, I can't speak, I'm not an athlete, but Leroy, 6 p.m., you're thinking, oh, man, I could party Saturday night, get some sleep and recover. And they don't understand that.
You know what they do, though? Here's how they get you. The morning shoot around.
There you go.
And so when you came in late, now you're thinking, well, we got this morning walkthrough of the shoot around. I'll just take a nap afterwards. Then you realize by then you put your head down and say, it's 3 o'clock. I got to get up and go.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
They were going through the motions in the first half.
It wasn't that. It was, you know what? Like, the Heat been shooting the ball well. And they defended the paint well early. And Davion Mitchell was all over. But then as the game played on, you see a little crack here, a little crack there. Then the floodgates opened. And everybody started making threes. I'm like, who's my man who shoots threes from the side? Like,
Deuce McBride. Oh, which one? For the Heat or the Knicks?
For the Knicks.
Deuce McBride?
No, don't want
Shamet?
No.
Oh, you talking about Cameron Payne. Let me tell you.
Cameron Payne. But let me explain something to you. How can he ever get a shot off? It takes a day and a half for him to get ready to shoot it. And
let me just ask a question. And I want to put respect on Erik Spoelstra because he's a legend, right?
Oh,
I lashed out at him on Friday with his little adjustment that he did against the Pacers, and it turned out to be genius. But for the life of me, call me crazy. I'm no basketball savant. I'm just a dope with the untrained eye.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody ties a rookie record for blocks,
why is he on the bench?
Does he deserve 3 seconds in overtime? 3 seconds in the fourth quarter? Just a thought. I don't know. I don't want to say, like, look, there's plenty of things that went wrong for the Heat. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Jalen Brunson is awesome. He's, Jalen Brunson was doing that against the Heat when the Heat were a finals team. He could score at will. He's amazing. And he did that without even free throws yesterday. It was incredible. Couldn't miss in the second half. But, dude, Leroy, why do I have to sit here? And I'm like, Kel'el Ware yesterday was putting on a show. A show. I know he's not perfect. I know he doesn't know verticality or go straight up. And yes, did he wilt when OG Anunoby put a knee in him? Sure. Growing pains. Why? Oh, why? Did all of a sudden you're like, I don't need that I don't need that in the fourth quarter. You used him the game before. It worked. I don't understand it. I won't understand it. I shan't understand it. I don't get it.
We rather go with slow-mo and Bam instead of Kel'el and Bam. It's that point in the game where I see they're getting a lot of layups, and I send Kel'el in there and say, like, send him in there like Hulk, smash.
Yeah,
right. If you fall out, you fall out.
Exactly.
No layups.
Even if it goes poorly, at least it's experience for the kid, And I just don't.
There's a lot of moments in games where Kel'el needs to learn how to work his way through it.
Sure.
And they take him out and say he's not ready. Well, you ain't gonna never get ready if you don't go through live situations. And so I get that. The other thing is that, I mean, they shot 54%. So even more so, you think, let's go defense here and slow them down.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to shoot this well and lose. But yeah, then I saw guys getting crossed over. Then Davion Mitchell was on skates for about a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
Oh man. It was beautiful. That third quarter, I knew
beautiful.
It was because all Knicks fans were like, well, all right.
It was hell for me, is what it was. It really was. It was hell.
You should have heard me. By the way, Cameron Payne, to appreciate the nastiness of that shot, you got to sit in the section we were sitting. Shout out to the station.
Doesn't it take him like a day and a half to get ready to shoot it?
You have to, because we were in the 300 section. So when you're looking at it from that angle, it is literally like a curveball.
Do you think Cam Payne and Kyle Anderson could get through the 3-point contest? Like, could they beat the clock?
No.
They wouldn't even get.
He wouldn't get to the top of the key.
They wouldn't even get to the top of the key.
It takes so long. I'm just sitting here.
But I'm just figuring, how can you take that long and nobody be in your general area?
Okay, here's the thing, Tobin.
Mm-hmm.
Alec Burks was lighting up the Knicks, lighting up his former team.
Yep.
Duncan Robinson, not so much.
Nope.
I was in Alec Burks playing a little bit more. Second, Haywood
Highsmith started
good in the first half. Second half, not so good.
Who was not good in the first half?
No, Haywood Highsmith. Good.
Oh, Haywood Highsmith.
Well, look, half, not so good.
I did tell you.
Finally realized you have no shooters.
Well, yeah, they don't. I mean, like, they're down to. I mean, you had Duncan and Haywood coming off tough games. I mean, look, not a true loss. We didn't have Maple Jordan, so I mean, there is that. We didn't have Andrew Wiggins.
Stop.
I'm not. Oh, we didn't. I mean, you need Maple Jordan in a situation like that to break things down. You had
a 17-point lead. You had a 17-point lead.
19.
Oh, I'm sorry, a 19-point lead.
19.
Yeah. It's
unbearable.
It happens
how this team collapses. Every game.
Like it makes.
And Spo's just sitting in and he goes, No. That's not it. We had a 4-point. He had the audacity, and may I say the audacity, to say yesterday, we're not gonna blow anybody out. It's the NBA. Erik Spoelstra, sir, legend. I don't think there's ever been more blowouts in the NBA in the history of the NBA. I tune in every day and I look at box scores and I'm like, 30-point blowout, 30-point blowout, 20-point blowout. It's like, I get that more teams can make a comeback because of the 3-point shot, and also I've also seen more blowouts per night than ever. And you're sitting here being like, you're not going to blow anybody out. I'm like, no, you're not going to blow anybody out.
Maybe that's the right answer.
Maybe that's I don't know.
Because, you know, I saw Minnesota come back on OKC, the best team in the league, and that was a 25-point lead.
Sure, it happens. It happens
a lot.
There's also
happens, but very rarely
for every one of
very rarely is it the same team giving up the big lead.
For every one of those,
we experience on a nightly basis.
Yeah, for every one of those, there's 3 20-point ass kickings that just maintain. Like,
right.
But not this team. Not this team. Not this team. Anyway, ugh, those Knicks fans, they're like roaches.
And you
taking over the rafters. There was like, what was it like?
A good Bam game.
Dude, let me tell you this. That sounded like MSG, bro. It
was crazy. I've been to plenty of Heat Knicks, but I definitely think post-pandemic it's been like even more so. But to be fair, they did that to Philly. Like they took over Philly. It really does feel like if you got one, it's like a roach. Like if there's one, there's 50 of them. It's ridiculous. I mean, there was so many orange and blue jerseys in there. They're doing the douche chants, MVP for Jalen Brunson. And normally, like, the Heat fan can do, like, a good job of battling it. Not last night.
For every Let's Go Heat chant, there was a Let's Go Knicks. And it was, like, sounded that it was louder than the Let's Go Heat.
No, it was overwhelming last night. It really was. And I kind of feel like it actually got to the Heat, too. I feel like it got to them at the end. It was like, because the Heat are already dealing with this mental funk of being able to maintain. But, like, when you hear in your building, you're like, oh, man. Like we can hear every shot, every time. Like that Haywood Highsmith open 3, the cheeks were so squeaky on that shot. Like you could just tell. Like, oh man, he's feeling this one. The one thing that did kill me though, you're right. Bam had an incredible game. He starts off overtime with those 2 sick jumpers over OG, and then Tyler goes down willy-nilly like a road runner, and just like meep shoots the 3, and we're like, no.
Wait a minute. You should appreciate that. You guys are samesies.
The
old road runner. The old road.
You know what, Leroy? If he hits it,
right.
Boy wonder. Hey,
you know
with the balls.
Tobin's all for pulling up for logo 3 if you make it.
It was too quick. You know, like he should have slowed that puppy down. It's overtime. You got to drag it out.
No,
of course, Jalen Brunson comes back and he hits his.
No, you don't. You got step on their neck.
What?
They had a 4-point lead. 7 points look better. He makes that shot. It makes them press a little bit.
I don't think so, dude. I've seen the Heat blow. Remember when they blew an 8-point lead to Detroit in overtime? Tim Hardaway hits 3 straight threes.
Oh, that was crazy.
I've never seen a season like this. Never. I am in hell.
I'm going to tell you why I love this victory. Because I know what would have happened if you won. Oh. Blew us out. 4 in a row. Wizards tonight. Make it 5. Oh, let me tell you this, Leroy. And I told you this. I'm going to tell the audience. I love watching Tobin after a Heat game because he gives his honest take right after the game. And the bit with the drinking, which I don't think is a bit.
It's not a bit.
It's not a bit.
It just was out of alcohol last night.
He just ran out of alcohol. But yesterday, right before I put my head to the pillow, and I wanted to have great dreams, I wanted to hear Tobin's displeasure, just Tobin's anger. And I got it. And it put me to sleep so well. Because
you went to sleep with a smile on your face.
A grin. I had a Steve Smith grin. I'm Steve Smith grinning right now.
I gave you a grief listening lullaby.
It was like sound, like what was, like the sound escapes or life escapes, that little CD, with the wind and you could that was you. That was you and on your channel. Everybody subscribe and like the Tobin channel.
See, this is what y'all get for letting Jimmy Butler go. Jimmy wasn't gonna do anything if he was here. It got to the point where he wasn't gonna ever play for the Heat. So that you can just let that thing go. But
The
I
Jimmy,
will
look, the Jimmy thing is whatever. This has been a non-Jimmy thing since
all
then.
year.
They have been blowing
With
leads.
or without Jimmy.
They've blown leads with Jim. Jimmy was there for the
Right.
Tim Hardaway game. That was the
Right.
last game that he tried for the Heat.
I just think that when they're playing well defensively and Kel'el was defending the rim and was a deterrent, it just seemed like they defensively got away from that and tried to put more offensive guys in there.
It felt like when
in actuality, you should have just locked them down.
Felt like when Kel'el Ware did the windmill jam. Spo was like, too much fun. Too much fun. No.
Dude, how high did he get up to
Oh
drop?
my God, dude,
when,
that was
when
a
they
hammer.
when they no, I'm talking about when they Bam had a good alley-oop too, because the ball was errant.
Yep.
But when they called the goaltending, and
Oh my
Kel'el said,
God.
no. When
Spo actually used his challenge.
You see how high he jumped?
Yeah. What can we?
Why can't that help when all we saw was layups
No.
and teardrops?
Because you have the untrained eye, Leroy. You don't understand. We don't get it. We don't get
My
it.
eye is pretty trained.
No, we don't get it. We don't get
I
it.
see what's working, and you can put whatever twist you want on it. But if you take a group out that's working and then it stops working, that's on you.
He was
Simple
like,
as that.
his answer was like, perimeter defense. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever.
They still made shot. Wait. So let me get this straight. When Cameron Payne took literally 5 seconds to shoot a three, you had your perimeter defense in there? You see what I'm saying?
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory at the Sports, Sorrento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. We're back at it tonight. Heat Wizards, 7:30 is your tip-off from the Kaseya Center. I will have your coverage. Filling in for Solana today. 6:15 is pre-Heat. So we'll get that going for you tonight as the Heat wrap up their 4-game road trip against the worst team in the league. Please don't send me into a tailspin. Marlins, they beat the Cardinals 5-3 in spring training action. Somebody named Jared Cerna went deep for the fish. Good for him. Leroy, you think he's got a chance to make the club?
Well, I only got one more day because we have determined what I'm giving up for Lent.
Fat shaming.
We haven't figured out what the penalty is.
I told you, your penalty is with God. It's Lent.
Yeah, but in all religious writings, it says first you got to deal with, society, then be judged by God.
The Pinks. They win
So them people that do some evil things and then say I'm only judged by my maker. No, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says first you deal with us, then your maker.
Is that what the Bible says?
Yeah, in so many words.
I don't think that is what the Bible says.
It is.
Are you sure?
Go. Oh my God.
Isn't it like don't judge lest ye not be judged?
Yeah, that's a whole different one. That's a different part of the book.
There's a lot of stuff in the Bible. I mean, there's a lot of they take a lot of angles.
Different versions.
Yeah.
Judging Spo for not playing Kel'el Ware last night. I mean, 6 blocks. He tied a rookie record.
He does that a lot, though. I'm trying to figure out what his determination of Kel'el not being in any of the fourth quarter versus being in.
The Bible of Spo.
In the book of Spo, it says, too much windmill, sit your ass down.
Well, I know one thing. Spo gets annoyed when Kel'el gets caught in some.
I get it, dude. And I know that he gets caught. I know that he has some trouble, especially when OG's like a train down him and Bam's yelling at him. He's like, come on, you got to stay strapped. I get it. But you don't learn by sitting there. Right. He's got to be in there taking the lumps.
Here's what happens to this.
What's the point of all of it?
Here's what happens to this team. And I don't understand how the most important position in sports is quarterback in the NFL. We agree, right? And the thought behind that is throw them in, let them take their lumps. But Spo with Biggs, he wants to try to coddle that to the point where by the time they get good, you got to give them a max contract because they only got 1 year left. Let him take his lumps. Get your money's worth.
Kyle
Right?
says, remember Mitchell Robinson fell on his knee. Maybe Spo didn't want to risk it. Nope. He was asked exactly that last night. Nope. That wasn't it. Nope. Anyway, the Pinks win. They beat the Houston Dynamo 4-1. No Messi. He sat back home and rested. They got a CONCACAF game this week. So they beat, but they didn't need him. They won without Messi. And we got to get to, there's a ton of Panthers news we got to get to coming up in Road to Repeat. But
oh no,
there's a ton of Panthers news we got to get to. Bill Zito, I believe, speaking to the media as we speak.
Leroy, we got a brother. Leroy, we got a brother.
I know he scored and then they sent him back.
No. We got a new one.
Oh, we got a brother.
The
son of Popeye. We got the son of Popeye.
Oh.
We'll tell you all about it coming on up in Road to Repeat. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
New York streets with killer to walk like Pistol Pete. And
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to a little 15 minutes of heat here for you, which is brought to you by Hollywood Kia. Hollywood Kia, the number one Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the Star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com. Miami Heat, they fall to the New York Knicks last night, 116-112 in overtime. Jalen Brunson, 31 points, 26 of those in the second half and OT. Bam Adebayo, he had 30 points. Could not miss a jumper yesterday, but it was not enough. They'll be back at it tonight against the Washington Wizards. But Bam, so you got this, Vlad, you got Bam Adebayo yesterday because Bam you could tell this is getting to him, Leroy. I mean, he was usually Bam is a very friendly individual after the games. First of all, I think Cat annoys the holy hell out of him. Second of all, he did not do any hobnobbing after the game. He seemed pretty pissed about this one, and I don't blame him. Obviously, it's been a rough year. He's I guess the one positive out of all this is he got out of whatever the hell offensive funk he was in to start the season because he's cooking right now, but. I mean, he just don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of reliable weapons right now.
And when a guy is reliable, he ends up on the bench.
That's true. That did happen. But we'll see what's what tonight. 6:15 is pre-Heat as the Heat will wrap up this road trip before going to Cleveland.
You get the feeling that when you get to the late in the second half and overtime, everybody's jumpers are short. You think Spoelstra running them into the ground? Because a lot of jumpers were short. And that's usually an indication of losing your legs.
Maybe. I mean, they've been playing they've definitely been playing a lot of basketball, and they don't have a very deep rotation right now, especially with Wiggins out. Like he's really only trusting like 7 guys. So he's not playing too many folks. But I don't know what it was because you can't, yesterday, like, look, if you look at yesterday's rundown, like the only guys off the bench who played heavy minutes were Haywood and Duncan. Terry got a sprinkle of 15. Kyle Anderson played 6.
Right.
So, but
how many did Kel'el play?
He played 29, but he only played 3 seconds in the fourth quarter. He brought them back in. Remember, he brought him back in for that last possession,
right?
Which should have been a 5-second violation, by the way. But whatever. Should have been a 5-second violation. But Kel'el Ware then stayed in for overtime, but then he yanked him after OG Anunoby scored. Here is Bam Adebayo on his frustration with the Heat.
I would say, we played 24 minutes of great basketball, and then it kind of dwindles from there. We got to be able to play 48 minutes of great basketball, not just 24, not 36, not even just 40. Because we're not a type of team where we could just rely on offense to just get the dub. We got to get stops. We got to do the harder thing because we're not that type of team.
Yeah, and that did not happen in the second half. That was definitely not the case. So they will look to bounce back tonight. Make it a 3 out of 4 homestand before going out to Cleveland quickly and then coming back for a bunch back. So they do have a lot of home games, but certainly would have been nice. You would have had your first 3-game win streak, I think, since the beginning of January. If you would have won tonight for 4 straight, that could have gotten you back to 500. Instead, you're back like the spider down the water spout, dude. Got to climb back up.
Yep.
We'll take a break here. When we come back, we will get into a little bit of the Panthers on the practice ice right now with their big new star acquisition, Seth Jones in a cat sweater. And they got the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. And it seems like the Panthers are about to pull a Kucherov with some salary cap chicanery. That's next. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to that road to repeat here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Busy weekend for the Cats. Bill Zito don't sleep, all right? And first off, they shut
amazing. Man, I thought they had a pretty damn good team.
Well, here's the thing, though, Leroy. We did hear Paul Maurice last week, and there were things he's not pleased with. And specifically, it sounded like he was not pleased with the defense of this team. And so guess what? They went out there. They made a splash. They made themselves a splash. And the Cats, after shutting out the Calgary Flames 3-0, which, by the way, shout out to Ryan Lomberg, got a Goosey's return. That being said, he was sent home with a shutout. Calgary, tough trip to the Sunshine State. Oof, 6-0. But put that aside, because for once, the win is not the biggest story of the weekend. It is actually the fact that the Panthers traded Spencer Knight to the Chicago Blackhawks for Seth Jones. Seth Jones traded to the Florida Panthers to shore up their defense. 4-time All-Star and was
Popeye Jones' son.
He is Popeye Jones' son. Here's video from the Panthers. They just tweeted him out on the practice rink, heading on out there to work as the Panthers are back in action tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, man, I got double.
You got 2 screens. You got to go 2 screens tonight, dude.
I'm not going 2 screens.
You got to go 2 screens tonight.
You know why? Can I tell you why? This is the honest reason why. I enjoy Panthers hockey. It is. I don't want to be side-eyeing a basketball game and then end up hating 2 sports because I'm watching this crap happen in basketball.
But here's the thing, though, Leroy. You have a Tampa Bay team. Are they still on a win streak? I think they're winners of 8 in a row. Like, objectively tonight, Leroy, it's not even close what the better, bigger game is. It really is.
It's hockey.
The Heat are taking on the Wizards.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything either.
They could lose.
No, but like just for entertainment purposes, like you want to watch that?
Tampa, yeah, but you the one suggested 2 screens, and I said no.
Well, now since you said no, I'm trying to say like, wait, you're gonna go Heat? That's gonna be your feature screen?
No, hell no.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was misunderstood.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to be watching a team that is just awesome and ruin it by watching a 20-point comeback.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
So I like or watching, or here's what I can do. And I can book this. They're going to play 1 to 2 quarters of making bombs, getting it to the hoop, alley-oops, blocks, and you're going to be like, oh, yeah. The second half comes around.
Yeah. Jordan Poole goes crazy. He sees all the beautiful ladies in South Beach. He's going to go crazy.
Oh, you want to impress him. You know, the young kids want to impress him.
Jordan Poole. He goes to a major city. He goes to a major city and he sees the beautiful ladies and it's a lit city. He's going to go off. Definitely Jordan Poole in Miami. Come on. Yeah.
If they lose to the Wizards tonight, I need like a tirade from Erik Spoelstra. Like enough of this nonsense. Like there's no excuse.
Dude,
this team is the worst team in the league, Leroy.
Me personally, from the beginning of the year, Kel'el would have been playing at least 30 minutes a game.
Yeah, I get you. Well, I don't want enough of the Heat. This trade though is interesting. Like Seth Jones makes a ton of money. Now they got $2 million to be picked up by the Blackhawks and the rest of his deal for each year. So they're picking up some of the dead cap. So instead of being a $9 million a year, it's a $7 million. But he's 30. I think they own for like 5 more years. A lot of people are saying he's on the back end. And Spencer Knight seems like the goalie of the future, but we don't really know because, he seemed like a can't miss prospect, but they are going to have Bob for 2 more years. His deal's also going to be up. And the Panthers got a window right now, dude. Like, clearly you got to put all the chips in and you had to fix your defense. Yes, you are sacrificing the future. But this is the window. The window's here.
So, question. Are you trying to justify the trade? Or do you think it's a good trade?
Oh, I think it's definitely a trade with some risk, but I think the Panthers are. I think Bill Zito's earned the benefit of the doubt, has he not?
Oh, no, yeah. I'm not questioning the Stanley Cup champs and the moves that they've made in the last couple of years. They earned it. But what I am saying is that doesn't this have the makings of when it comes crashing? Woo! Because you're going for the here and now, and and here's why I won't say that. They still got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of young talent.
They do. Maggie Samoskevich had another goal. He's killing it. Lundell's 22. Right. I don't know, man. It's one of these things where I don't think that they're going to be, because I mean, Tkachuk is 27, 28.
Right.
No, I don't.
You got 4 or 5 of your core guys that are under 30.
Yeah, the big guy who is the big question about it is the goaltending, because Bob is 36 years old. His last year is next year. He's 37. But, he just put up his 3rd shutout of the season. He's gone to the Stanley Cup final 2 years after the year where he's yo-yoing between Spencer Knight being put into a Lightning series where he's 19 years old winning games. That's not the Sergei Bobrovsky anymore. Like, this is now a champion goaltender. Yes, he's getting old, but I don't know. Like, you're just gonna keep having Spencer Knight be the backup. He's just gonna keep being the backup and keep being the backup.
It gets to a point where you can get something for him, right? But he's been really good.
Yeah, he's had a good season. He's had a decent season.
I mean, compared to what he's been.
Yeah, it's a nice comeback story. It definitely has been.
Exactly.
But I guess the question is going to be like, for these in-between games, they're going to bring up Chris Drieger, who has success with the Panthers. He took Bob's job basically when Quenneville was the coach.
What they're going to bring up? Was he he was in the Yotes?
Yeah, he was on the Checkers.
Really? How old is he?
30?
Seems like he's been in the league for a minute.
He has been. Remember he had a good year with the Panthers and then he went to the Kraken.
Ooh,
he was the Kraken's goalie. He hasn't been very good this year for the Checkers, but he's a proven guy. When he's.
I mean, you going for a guy who's proven that's been playing bad, or a young guy who's been playing.
The young guy's been playing good, but this is clearly something that Bill Zito thought that the team needed to shore up, and he's got a pass with Seth Jones. I think the thing is, everybody's saying that he's washed. He hasn't been on a good team.
That's funny about getting on that good team sparks some interest.
Yeah, Sam Bennett
energy.
Sam Bennett was a thing. Whereas he's toiling in Buffalo, you bring him here. Look at him. He's been an absolute destroyer for the Cats. So I don't know, man.
It's a 2-year window. It's a 2-year window, gentlemen. That's all it is.
But this is where the window is now. But the window is now. You're back-to-back cups, back-to-back.
Right. And then you're trying to win another one to go to 3, win repeat, and then try to do it again. That's what it is. You're going pretty much. You're going as far as Sergei's going. Sergei probably got 2 more years of top-notch goaltending still left in him.
Yeah, I don't think Sergei Bobrovsky looks like he's slowing down. I really don't. I don't, and not to the point where you're just like, we have to hold on to this. And
well, they're doing a good job by not putting him in harm's way and getting some help, defensively. So they're kind of hedging their bets on Sergei.
I just think you're hedging. You are, but he also can't go anywhere. Like, he's got a no trade clause. He's got a no.
He's not
clause.
going. I'm not saying
he's not going anywhere. Like, you can't do.
They're not planning on getting rid of him. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm saying he's getting a little bit older. Okay. And the way to extend his longevity is by improving the defense in front of him.
If they didn't trust Sergei Bobrovsky to hold up for 2 more years, they don't make the trade. Like if they were
They don't trade Spencer Knight. Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't make
right.
the trade if they don't trust him for the
right.
next
But
2
that's
years.
why you get the defenseman in front of you so that he doesn't have as much pressure. I mean, keep in mind, you remember 3 years ago, he was getting peppered every game when he was 4-goal Bob. And everybody said it's not the goaltender, it's the defense in front of him that's putting him in a lot of bad spots. So to echo that point, they go, hey, Sergei's been great. We want to extend this. Let's get him some help defensively in front. And so, yeah, I get it. I see it. I see it.
Here's the other thing.
Ekblad's contract next season.
Huh?
I think Ekblad's a free agent next year.
Yeah, Ekblad could be on. A lot of people think he's going to be good as gone. A lot of people thought he was going to be traded before this season.
Yeah, Trevor said
so
that.
So kind of shures you up there. If you do end up losing him, you have Seth under contract for the next set of years. So we'll see. I just think Bill Zito's during the benefit of the doubt, dude. Like this dude,
no.
He don't play.
That's the thing. I'm not saying any of this upset about the trade. I'm not. I may have questions, but I'm not questioning that dude because in the last 3 years, he's proven that he's making moves conducive to winning. Mm-hmm. So I'm not questioning it one bit. And in fact, here's one of those situations where somebody will make a move that kind of throws you off, and then you sit back and think about it, and you go, okay, I can see what's happening here. And like I said, I see they're basically protecting their interests or their weapon in Bobrovsky by getting help in front and making sure that their defense is up to par with the level of goaltending they're getting.
Well, the other piece of this news is now this hockey, they got some wacky rules. All right. And they placed Matthew Tkachuk on long-term IR. And so basically they're pulling the Kucherov, which is you storm away for the playoffs. And now you got like $8 million to play with at the trade deadline. So who knows? You've now basically just given.
Oh, so if you put them on long term, you can use.
You can stash them. Yep. You could stash them and then no cap in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, like you're saying, you could stash them. Dude's really hurt.
Well, is he hurt? I don't know. He wasn't too hurt.
Tobin, when they say long-term injury reserve, that means you're hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Especially your groin.
Yeah, but you want to know something? This is a Tampa Bay Lightning special. They did this all Kucherov. You take all the time you want, dude.
Hey. Tobin, can you stop?
What?
I told you when he got hurt, right? A groin is nothing to play with. It controls your abs, your legs, your back on the others. It is a serious injury that people say groin pull. He'll be back in a couple of days.
Very serious. Look, that's why we're giving him.
I give you a perfect example. Who just adductor?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
all that stuff is attached.
Yeah, but imagine. Okay, but here's the thing. Imagine if AD could come back in 6 weeks, or let's just say 4 weeks, or 6 weeks when the playoffs start, and you got to use AD's max contract to go trade for KD, and then bang, here now you have KD and AD. So if the Panthers say, "Oh, Matthew, you're going to be good in a month. What's a month? What's 6 weeks, baby? 2 more weeks. Let's you rest up as much as you need."
Hey, this dude.
Now,
man,
I would say this.
I love the way you tell a story.
This is how hockey works.
Wait. No. I love how you tell a story by just ignoring the injury aspect of it.
I'm not ignoring it.
And yes, you are.
He ignores the truth. He ignores the truth.
And you're like, he could really be hurt. Everything is not a scam.
Sure. Okay, dude.
See?
I love the fact you ignore the truth.
Right.
He's going to be fine, baby.
And then you say he's adorable. So patronizing.
Skates?
Yeah.
That's serious.
Of course. 2 months off. What's the big deal?
Oh, dude. This is like wow. Dude, I love the way.
What?
I love the way.
So you're worried about Matthew? Let me ask you something. You think Matthew Tkachuk? Paul Maurice said as soon as it happened, "Oh, he's coming back." And then
he didn't say when.
He said he's coming back.
Dude,
He's coming back. He said it.
Can I?
Paul Maurice don't lie to me.
Can I please emphasize this? Because I don't think you understand. The injury that Tkachuk has affects almost every movement he can make on ice.
Which is why we're gonna let him rest, have a couple daiquiris, and he'll be ready to go in April.
I hope so. Like, there's
he
no
will be,
guarantee.
dude.
No, dude, there's no guarantee. Because here's what happens. The first time he gets on those skates, he might not be in his, they're going to shut him down for another week. You don't know with a groin.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If the Panthers, if Bill Zito goes and gets a whale,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and takes this $8 million, he just makes a
Orca.
splash. I don't know. But I'm just saying he does.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still going to be like, oh, Chuck's not coming back? Are you going to be like, wink?
No, I'm just looking at the injury. Forget all of the tools that they use to benefit from this injury.
Yeah.
I'm not excluding it. But what I'm saying to you is, don't overlook the seriousness of the injury that he has. And that's what you're doing, because you're like, oh, the old Tampa Bay Lightning.
Hockey's got a little gamesmanship, baby. Vegas Golden Knights over the cap.
He's really hurt.
Lightning.
Leroy, how about this? How about this? This concept. Maybe they're putting him away and they're going to have to use that $8.7 million to get somebody to replace him, maybe?
Well, yeah, maybe. Or
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
replace
he's
him for
not going to, because when he said he's coming back this year, there's still 9 more months in the year. That doesn't necessarily said this season. He just said this year. That means he can come back in October.
Get out of here, dude.
Tobin, here's what I would like. You can have all of your conspiracy theories and all of your, that's all fine. All I'm asking you to do is, please don't underestimate the severity of a groin injury. And that's what you're doing. You're making it sound like, oh, he just got a little groin. Oh, they're going to place him on this list so they can use that money. No, dude. A groin injury for a skater, for anybody who makes lateral movements, is serious.
Cool. I mean, like, you're telling me that you're telling me 2 months? 2 months, baby.
I can't, like, again, I don't know how serious it is, but I will tell you this. When every movement you make on the ice deals with your groin, it's not like it's not like other things. Like, you can get away with playing basketball, right, with a tight groin. You can't skate with a tight groin. You can't skate with a torn groin. You can't do anything. You can't take a slap shot. You can't take a hit. There's so much affected by your groin on ice.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Does the playoffs start tomorrow? Like, am I missing something? It starts in 6 weeks, baby. And he's already been out for 2.
Leroy, you're arguing with a man who's never pulled his groin in his life.
Never.
But I've had dead foot.
Dude, let me tell you something.
You think dead foot is the same as pulling a groin?
You can't skate with dead foot.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I had a groin issue in camp one time, and the way they had me wrapped, I was running like a 3-legged horse.
You pulled your groin?
It just, you tweak it.
Okay.
And it's like all up in your stomach, dude.
But how long were you out?
I didn't have a pull or anything like that. It was just tight.
Just answer the question.
A couple of days, 3 days.
Oh, 3 days? Well, guess what?
No, but dude,
we have 45 days until the playoffs.
Oh my goodness. Dude, why sometimes having a grown-up conversation with you, I might as well go out in the hallway and talk to Dre.
Can I just ask you something?
I might as well go talk to my dog about groin injuries right now.
This is
I don't know. I don't understand. Like, when I tell you about these injuries and you just dismiss them.
Right.
Like a groin. Do you know how much crap is attached to your groin? He said, Tobin pulled the tip.
Point for Witcher.
That was funny.
Just made me immediately hungry.
Tobin pulled the tenderloin.
I don't understand what you're doing though. Like, hold on. This is this is a
here's-
hockey thing. This is a maneuver.
Here's all I'm trying to get you to understand is that the injury that he has when he tried to go skate and could hardly move.
For America.
Right. That is serious. And it takes a lot of time. Because here's the thing. All you can do to rehab it is nothing.
Yeah. Which he has now time to do. Nothing.
Bum. Fire
I don't
the
understand.
bum gun.
Hold on.
You're terrible.
I don't understand this. This is crazy to me.
Your understanding of injuries
Mhm.
is what's going to have us only engage street fighting. Because
okay.
you just diminish injuries like they're nothing. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
telling
nobody's
you,
okay.
this is a serious injury.
Look, I know you and I are a couple hockey dum-dums, all right? But no hockey expert
I know
is
groin.
No. Okay, but you told me it took you 3 days. So you boxed yourself in.
No,
And
I didn't have a pull. I didn't have something that he said was a pull or anything like that. I said it was just tight.
couple months, baby. It's not like I'm asking him to come back in a week.
There's no guarantee, dude. I'm telling you now. If it's bad enough,
Paul Maurice already guaranteed me.
that don't mean nothing. Paul Maurice ain't a doctor.
What do you guarantee you, Tobin?
He's coming
that
back.
he'll be back this year.
This year, the year
Oh, come on,
2025.
Vlad. Don't be cute. You knew what he meant.
Hey,
Oh wait,
but
I'm
here's the
being
deal.
cute. I'm
Don't
being
be cute. You know what he meant.
You're
I'm
dismissing-
being cute.
You know what he meant. You
Tobin.
know what he means.
Oh my God,
Tobin.
you, the king of jargon, the guy
Tobin,
always missing
When you
your words around.
when you hear somebody that has back issues, what do you think?
What do I think about back issues?
Oh no, I'm saying if somebody in basketball, they say, "Oh, he's gonna miss some time, his back."
Couple months.
Right. Well, think about this. The other side of that is groin,
Okay.
right? All that stuff in here is attached. And so when you have a groin injury, all the movements of all the muscles around it are affected by it. So you can't do anything if it's bad enough. And you are dismissing this as a ploy to use the $8 million. And I'm like,
Because it's literally done in hockey every
I
year.
know,
every year.
I know it's done, but that doesn't mean that, oh, they're just doing it as a ploy.
We'll see what Bill Zito has to say. Bill Zito's going to talk to the media after practice today, and I'm going to look at him and I'm going to be like, oh, look at him. He just went like this.
Why does everything a scam?
Okay.
Why can't people just be hurt?
You know, Leroy, I understand. I know why he's doing this. You know why?
What?
Because the Heat lost last night.
No, it has nothing to do with the Heat. It legitimately has nothing to do with the Heat. This happened before the Heat.
He needs to do the silly sauce.
I don't need to do the silly sauce.
Yes,
This is
yes.
hold on,
Wait.
Vlad. This happened after one of the best Heat wins I had all season. This news was happening on Saturday, and I thought all of this stuff.
And then what were you? Oh, we've won 3 in a row. Maybe we're starting to get
We're never
better.
gonna win 3 in a row.
Davion Mitchell, you were doing that, and then all of a sudden, and then big important weekend. Wasn't this important weekend for the Heat? Yes, that's what you labeled it.
It was an important weekend for the Heat.
Right. And then after that loss,
I can compartmentalize though, Vlad. Like nobody is sitting here. There is not
No.
one person. Hold on, Vlad. I have not seen one person truly report that the Panthers are screwed because Matthew Tkachuk is done for the run. Nobody is saying that. Nobody. It's just you guys who are like, Tobin's having too much fun today. Let's rein him in. Let's reel him in.
It went from he's going to be out to now long term.
Why?
No, wait a minute.
Wait,
you see that?
But
think,
why?
Yes, can I ask you this? You
Yeah.
think Bill Zito, when he made those comments,
Mhm.
knew the extent of his injury?
Here's the thing, what I think. Okay, can I tell you? Well, we got to take a break. I'm way over. I'm going to tell you what I think happened. All right. Just like it happens in Olympic basketball, something happened at the Four Nations. Tell you about next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Kia. Doral Kia, choose over 500 new Kia models inventory at the Sport, Sorrento, and Telluride. And remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. I want to let you guys know that the NASCAR Cup Series is coming to Homestead Miami Speedway. We got your chance to see it. NASCAR at its finest, high stakes, adrenaline-fueled racing with NASCAR's top drivers. You guys can win. Just go to WQAM.com on the contest page, and you guys enter there. Right now, Leroy, Bill Zito, and Seth Jones speaking to the media after Cats practice. Cats are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. You guys could hear that on 790 The Tick Cat. That gets going tonight. 7 o'clock is your puck drop. I believe Hockman and Crowder are doing their show live from the Amerant Bank Arena. David Dwork tweets out a quote from Seth Jones that says, "I wanted to play for a contender, and Florida was at the top of my list." Goosies.
Top 2 by all the players. Franchises that they would love to play for.
How would you not? How could you not? Did you not see him jump into the ocean with the Stanley Cup last year? What a time to be alive.
You'd rather play for the Panthers than have to deal with the Panthers.
That's right. Bill Zito is from Jameson Olive on the status of one Matthew Tkachuk. Quote, "Matthew's going to be out for an extended period of time. We hope to get him back for the playoffs." Wink.
Hope.
No. See, this is what this is the problem.
What do you
why
mean?
do you go? Why do you do the wink?
That was in the quote. That was in the quote. It actually
that was not in the quote.
Jameson
does not do that. Don't do that.
It was the quote. It was quote, "Matthew's going to be out for an extended period of time. We hope to get him back for the playoffs." Parentheses.
There was no parentheses.
Dude, I don't think you understand how bad groin injuries are.
Here's the thing. Here's what I think. All right.
No, because it ain't broken or nothing like that. It's just muscular. So you can't appreciate the severity of it.
I can appreciate the severity of it. I can appreciate the
No,
severity.
you can't.
2 months off. Obviously, we could appreciate the severity of it. Maybe the first round too.
Well, when did you turn into a cornerback, huh? You're Cooper DeJean?
What do you mean?
Boy, you backpedaling.
I'm not backpedaling. I'm just saying.
He's going to be back tonight. Oh, no.
We know what we need him for. We know what we need him for.
Oh, now he might miss the first round.
Here's the thing, though, Vlad. All right. What if at this Four Nations, all the booing that the Canadian fans are doing, which, by the way, they're still booing the anthems. And there was a shot of Brady Tkachuk this week while he was getting ready for the Senators. Boo! They're booing the anthem. And maybe Brady doesn't feel welcome in Canada anymore. And he tells that to Matthew. And he goes,
"You got a spot for him?"
And he goes, Matthew's like, this has been really fun playing with you, broski. And he goes, "Yeah, but how are we going to do it? There's a cap." And he goes, Yeah, there is a cap. Oh, I make like $9 million, right? And if I were to just go away, all of a sudden we have the cap space to get you. And Brady Tkachuk sitting here and he goes,
"Didn't they sign Seth though?"
Yeah, this is with Seth.
Yeah, that's what the 8.7 could be used
They got
for.
8.7 left. Brady makes 8.2. So all of a sudden,
Wait, how does that play out next year, though?
I don't know. Don't let's not get too big in the weeds right now. Let's figure that out. We're gonna lose Ekblad. We lose Ekblad. We lose Ben. We'll figure it out, baby. Don't worry about it next year. Worry about it now. Just saying right now. Look, we know who the face of the franchise is, right? Barkov's the best player, but it's Tkachuk. If Tkachuk went to Vinny Viola and he says, I want baby bro here. 25 years old, Leroy. 25 years old, a monster. And he goes, listen, here's what he's going to do. He's going to go to the Senators. He's going to make a stink. And all of a sudden, I'm going to have a quote-unquote groin injury.
They don't make stinks in hockey.
I don't know, dude. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Who's the last person made a stink?
Sergei Bobrovsky made a stink in Columbus.
Because they were booing him every night.
Well, no, that's not true. He won the Vezina.
When he came down here, everybody from Columbus was like, good luck with that.
I mean, it's Columbus, Leroy.
Yeah, who the hell wants to be in Columbus? Look at all the people from Columbus who are now down here.
Although that hockey game was awesome.
Let me tell you something, Leroy. Do you think it's crazy to think that two bros and Papa Keith were all sitting around drinking some brewskis and thought to themselves, bing, light bulb, we know now how to get Brady to South Florida.
Don't you think the hockey, the executives, the people in New York would not be investigating for this collusion?
Well, here's the thing, Vlad. Would they investigate for collusion, or do they see a marketing gold mine? Matthew Tkachuk's on Fallon.
You see how
Tkachuk brothers
he manipulates the story to get what he wants?
Everybody loves a brother tandem.
Wait. What if I put it the other way?
What do you mean?
And Brady wanted Matthew to come to where he was.
Well, I would be with you on that if it wasn't that Matthew Tkachuk could not wait to get out of Canada. So, because here's the thing with Canada, respectfully, I know where I got high tensions right now. You could have two squirrels on skates and they're going to watch that hockey game. They love hockey, right? America, they see an opportunity right now. Everybody is very, I don't know if I like the NBA. Now, I'm not one of these guys. I like both, but I'm just saying, I don't know if I like the NBA. A lot of whining. Hockey might have an opportunity here. MLB just left ESPN. Maybe this is their chance to really ramp up the ratings. And you make what does everybody love? A super team. But what about a super American team that has the two Bash brothers who fight for this country together on the ice in, of course, a traditional market of South Florida to really ramp up the ratings? I think, Leroy, the league would look and say, collusion, schmaloosin. Let's get the Tkachuk brothers together.
Can I just say this? Was it 2 weeks ago you called this team Little Finland?
I'm not losing anything. We are Little Finland. We are Little Finland.
We're Little Finland and American?
Yes, we are. To be fair, no team was over all four teams. We were the only team, Leroy. I'm just saying.
Everybody was really good.
Well, yeah, we're the champs.
Look at how you just they're not going to be Little Finland anymore if the Tkachuk brothers are here.
Why not? The Tkachuks love Finland. Matthew, did you not see him in the sauna robe?
Dude, I can't keep up.
Well, I'm trying to, but you want to sit here and dwell over if Matthew Tkachuk's groin injury is legit or not. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying you're looking at checkers and I'm looking at chess. And what I'm telling you is this Four Nations was an entire ruse to get together a plan to get both Tkachuk brothers on the same team.
So, Tobin, if you say you're playing chess and you're looking at checkers, and you're not understanding, you do get Brady.
Yeah.
What does that happen to next season? That's not playing chess.
Well, Bill Zito will figure it out, Vlad. I mean, I got the best. I got the best in the game right now. That's not for me to figure out. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at what is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Pontius Pilate.
I'm not Pontius Pilate, dude. I'm telling you right now.
We hit you with the seriousness or the difficulties of it. You go, That's Bill Zito. That's not.
That's his problem. It's not my problem, dude. That's the same thing with Riles. I do the same thing. Oh, how do I do it jumping? I don't care. Just go get me somebody. But this one actually has legs and teeth because let's be real about it. Matthew Tkachuk and Brady Tkachuk, that was a moment. Everybody loved it. They got a celebrity for it. They were on the Kelsey podcast. They could be the new Kelseys. They could be the new Kelseys.
The hockey Kelseys?
They could be the hockey Kelseys.
Dude, I'm glad I came back from break for this nonsense.
Is it nonsense, Leroy? Is it that crazy?
It is nonsensical, but
you kind of like it.
No, don't. Vlad!
Something's
Give an inch.
happened. No,
Give
no,
an
no.
inch. Take
Leroy,
it hard.
I'm not with them, but they do have 8.7 million. They are making moves. I don't think it's gonna be that move, but they are making moves.
Oh man, but if it
The
was that
question is,
move,
what move?
My question is,
If you make that move, that's basically saying Matthew's not coming back this season.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means you're going to cut some bait next year. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who the casualty is going to be, but that's a next year problem.
How are you surviving in life with the attitude that's next year's problem?
That's
I
a
don't
great
understand.
question. How do you argue with your wife? Do you is this when you have disagreements with your
I'm
wife?
gonna tell you how. Every time they argue, she wants to beat the crap out of him.
You know what? I just want to say something real quick, though, and this is why I take offense to what you're saying, Leroy. You, to me, in sports are always, what are we looking down the road for? We got to talk about right now, the right now. And the right now is this season and this title defense. So why do you give a rat's ass about what happens to the Cat's Cup and the Cat's cap in a year's time? We'll figure that out when we get there. But you don't want Brady Tkachuk with Matthew Tkachuk?
They won the Stanley Cup without him.
Of course, dude. But like we were just talking about, hey, going in all in, you don't want to add that? You wouldn't want to revamp that with both Tkachuks?
All right.
I don't even know. Like, does that mean you just want me to stop talking, or do you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of feel
It's
like
we went from talking about the severity of Matthew Tkachuk's groin to now we can get his brother.
Yes.
So you just totally dismissed the injury again.
I'm not dismissing the injury. I'm just not as worried about it because we got time.
No, you're not as worried about it because you don't really understand the seriousness of it. So you don't think it's that big of a deal?
I think it's a 4-week injury that they're giving 7.
Yeah, but keep in mind, in 4 weeks, that might mean you could go do light skating. That don't mean you can play hockey.
And then what happens 3 weeks later? The playoffs. We got time, baby. Just let Bill. Hey,
anybody else you want? Anybody else you want to go get?
No, this is the plan that I want right now.
Okay. 560
Point for Twitcher.
Take a break. Back after this.
It's hour number 2 with Tobin and Leroy.
Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. WQAM invites you to experience every upset, every buzzer beater, and every heart-stopping moment at Odyssey's Buckets and Bets from March 20th to the 23rd, presented by Hard Rock Bet. We're transforming the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino into an ultimate college basketball tip-off weekend. Immerse yourself with massive LED screens, beers with your crew, and real-time betting action. VIP tickets and packages available now at Ticketmaster. And get all the info at WQAM.com. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. You must be 21 or older and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Got a gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. Just keep listening to our show. We will give away a pair of tickets for this upcoming event. So stay tuned, everybody. The Miami Dolphins, of course, they had the combine this past weekend. Leroy, did you watch any of it?
Not a second.
I had a feeling. Did you see this guard who was going crazy at the combine though? Or this he's a tackle, but I guess they say he could do both. Mm-hmm. This Armand Membo, he was mocked to the Miami Dolphins in Mel Kiper's latest draft, and he's 6'4", 332, and he ran a 4.9 140.
Is that good?
Everybody was raving about it. They were saying his top speed, from Warren Sharp, he says his top speed was 20.28 miles per hour, which was faster than Tyreek Hill. I don't think it makes sense, but he was humming, and he was like screaming down the line.
That's 10. That's a good start. That is athletic.
Look at him go.
4.91. You let out a primal scream when you do freaky stuff. That's what he did right there. That was fantastic.
Wow. I don't know if he's going to still be a 13 anymore, though. Mel Kiper says that nobody improved their stock with the combine more than him. So I don't know if he'll be there for the Dolphins anymore.
Please.
What?
I mean, with all of the lobbying and the quarterback and running backs and this and that, there'll be some value picks. There'll be some guys that you'll be able to,
I feel like that's a guy I want on my line, though. Like if he cares about the 40 that much, where he's like letting out screams as he does, as he just destroys the 40. I want that guy on my line.
Especially the way Mike McDaniel likes to play offense and pull the whole line.
Yeah. I want him. Now I'll actually be excited for an offensive lineman.
Really?
I love this guy.
You get hooked like that?
Yeah. Viral moments get me, dude. Viral moments get me.
There's film. That would be more an indication of what he needs to work on, or what
he was second team all SEC.
Huh?
He was second team all SEC. Like he's gonna be a first round pick.
Okay.
It's not like that's it's not like the guy's got no credentials. And somebody says
I didn't see like.
I'm just letting you know.
You took what I said. I mean, all I said was this. I only want to see my big uglies doing well on film. The other stuff confirms it, but I'm not going to that first to determine whether a guy should be drafted. It's going to mostly be from what I see on film. That's all I'm saying. You get caught up on all the other stuff.
Warren, a brother, says, who cares about a fast line? We need a beefy one.
Right.
6'4", 332?
Exactly.
That's beef. Beef.
All right.
What?
I'm just like, I just think sometimes when it comes to sports,
yeah,
you are very unaware of just things that are going on or happening or whatever, and you just
I don't appreciate that.
You just full steam ahead, Bugs Bunny, Road Runner, and like without fully understanding what's going on.
Yeah,
that was the nicest way of saying you're dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like that. He's just like, you're unaware of things. And I'm like, what? That's not fair.
You overlooked the main reason why a situation is what it is.
I thought you would be happy. I'm being responsible. I'm not going for a star receiver or a tight end or a running back. I'm building the offensive line. This guy, he ran a fast 40. He was screaming. He's a moose.
Here's the difference between me and you. I was saying that since the end of the season. You're only saying it now that you've seen a fat guy run fast.
Yeah, look at him go, though.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a good start. That is athletic.
Look at him go.
4-9-1. You let out a primal scream when you do freaky stuff. That's what he did right there. That was fantastic.
Wow. He did have a formal meeting with the Dolphins, according to reports. I feel like Mike McDaniel digs that guy.
Why? Because he was yelling?
Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel likes that. He's like, ooh, a screamer.
Hey, yo.
What?
Dude.
Come on, man.
I just think sometimes more awareness is required on your
I don't know. What am I not aware of? I just liked it. It was cool.
Like, you think you could beat that time?
No.
Really?
4-9? I don't know if I could do 5-9.
Nah, wait, hold on, Tobin. Maybe in the aisle in the Publix, you could do a 4-9.
I couldn't do a 4-9. No way, dude.
Facey Street on the other end of the aisle.
I could yell like that, though. I could yell like that.
No, after you pull your groin.
No! As soon as I yelled, I'm going to go, good job. Dane South says he would run a 4 ever.
Point for Twitcher.
Take a break. Leroy's game balls and game bums are next.
Going
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for Leroy Horn to hand out his game balls and game bombs. By the way, it kind of sounds like I should be at the Renaissance Festival, which you guys could go to. WQM has your chance to win tickets to travel back in time to the 16th century. More than 100 artisans selling their crafts and more than 100 performers. For your chance to win, go to WQM.com and enter on the contest page. Leroy, what do you got today for game balls and game bums?
So my game ball and game bum are going to go through the same event. And that's the golf that happened in Palm Beach.
Oh, I started watching Full Swing season 3.
Oh, really?
I like it. I like that show.
Jake Knapp tried to hit a ball that was near the green. First of all, he hit a terrible shot with a wedge in the water. He tried to hack it out of the water to no avail and ended up making a 7 on a par 3. But that being said, even if he had gotten it up and down, the guy who won the tournament, right, is I forgot his name right offhand.
Golf.
Very, very skinny, little guy, wears a bucket hat. I can't think of his name. First time winner. He's 24 years old.
Joe Highsmith?
Yes, Highsmith.
Any
guy
relation
who
to
won
Haywood?
No. Couldn't be farther from, couldn't be opposites. One is a little tiny intangible that wears a bucket hat because the sun probably burns the hell out of him.
5'9", 150.
Yes.
A wee lad.
A wee lad. But the score that he ended up shooting, even if Jake Knapp would have made par, he still wouldn't have won. Now, keep in mind, it's also the same Jake Knapp that shot 59 on Thursday. So it was a cool tournament. I like the tournaments that happen around where we live because you can see them playing in the conditions that you actually play in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually kind of, it was cool. I'm tired of giving game bums to third quarters and comebacks, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to just go with golf. Guy, we said at the time, or the announcer said at the time, why would you try to hit that out of the water? You're basically losing the golf tournament now. Then if you go to the end and go, yeah, he probably actually had to go for it because if he wouldn't, because he wouldn't have won anyway. So kudos to a guy losing it and a guy winning it all at the same time.
Yeah, Full Swing episode 2 is episode because it's about Rory and Fitzpatrick.
Oh
no, not that. Who's the other Irish guy?
Shane Lowry.
Yeah.
Those
guys are like the best of friends.
See that you know that like I know like I know that like the Fight Game.
We will have Michael Chandler join the show later on today as the UFC is coming to Miami. We had Paddy the Batty on last week, and now we talked to his opponent. In the fight, did you see what happened this weekend, Leroy, in the boxing match with Gervonta Tank Davis?
He lost?
No.
It was a draw. A lot of people thought that he lost. But there was a lot of controversy in this because in the 9th round, he just takes a knee out of nowhere. Like it's a minute into the round, and he's fighting this guy, Lamont Roach, who nobody thought had a chance to win. He's the 130-pound champion, comes up in weight to fight Gervonta Davis. And he fought him really, really well. And he really started turning it on. I would say about round 7, he started winning some rounds and giving it to Gervonta. Like he was like staggering Gervonta, and Gervonta's power couldn't bother him. And then in the 9th round, Tank then just Lamont hits him with like a couple of, touch jabs. And Tank just like takes a knee in the middle of the ring and then like turns to his corner, walks over to his corner, sticks his head out because they got to wipe his eyes because something got in his eyes. Now he's saying he's saying he had grease get into his eyes, which I guess I'm not calling him a liar, but it's just I've never seen anybody be able to take a timeout like that other than for like a mouthpiece. I've never seen it. It's not even like he asked the ref's permission. He just left and then explained it to the ref then afterwards. But people are like, wait, whoa. That's a knockdown. If you take a knee voluntarily, that's supposed to be a knockdown. And Lamont Roach should have gotten a 10-8 round. There are some subjectives with this, like whatever. Like you are sometimes like it could go 9-9 because I think Gervonta came back and won that round. But it does appear like he took a voluntary knockdown and that Lamont was screwed that round.
Like he almost took a knee like he needed a break.
Right.
It
was weird. I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like it.
He took 2 punches and then he backed up. Looked to the corner. Not even his corner. He just looked to the side, took a knee. It was a quick knee, popped right back up, and then went right between the ropes, asking his corner like for a
to
towel.
wipe his eyes. Like they wipe his eyes. Didn't even look like they did it that good. It was super weird.
So that's another fight coming, right? They fighting again.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's what Gervonta's on a Twitter storm right now, and he's saying that he's pushing for the rematch. Even he said afterwards, that he wasn't sure of the rematch, but now everybody's really pissed. They're like, "Hey, man,
right?
You not only seem like this guy got screwed, but I honestly thought that Lamont won anyway. I thought that he won 7-5 even with knockdown, no knockdown. I thought Lamont Roach fought a better fight. I thought that Tank.
You gotta knock down the champ.
I don't agree with that, Vlad. I don't agree with that sentiment.
Why do people say that? But the fight is
when it's a close fight. When it's a close fight like that, and especially a bigger name, I feel like you got to do a little. You have to right now. Don't get me wrong. The knee would have probably got him the win because it was a majority draw, and I believe the judge that gave Gervonta
two judges gave him that round. Gave Gervonta the round.
So then that would have changed.
It would have been a tie.
No, it would have been Roach would have won.
No, would have won because if he would have done it, it would have been a 9-9 if he would have gone that direction.
Right.
But I don't agree with that. I hate that sentiment of you got to knock out the champ. First of all, like, what is that? I have to go into a game and I have to beat somebody by a certain amount of points. So what if he wins 8-4? Like, if you have 12 rounds and he wins 7 of them and Gervonta wins 5, in my opinion, you lose. That's how it works, dude.
Tobin, this sport is so
it's corrupt,
corrupt. The bigger name fighter is going to get the benefit of the doubt because he's a bigger name fighter.
I understand, and I knew as soon as we went to the scorecards, I'm like, "There's no way they're going to give Roach the decision." But Roach earned the win. It's not like he even got out to a lead and then like wilted. Like even in that, I could be like, all right, that dude, like it definitely, I think bright lights got to him a little early. He had to see what Gervonta had as far as power stern. He ate a lot of Gervonta Davis shots like nothing and then gave it back to him worse. I thought that he won the fight. I thought he earned the win. I thought he deserved it.
Tobin, I agree with you, but we know the politics of boxing, and I think everybody was very much shocked at the performance that Roach had because I don't think we all know Tank is a slow fighter, but when he always picks it up in the middle rounds. But I can honestly say that Roach probably won, like you said, 7-12. I think he won every round.
Yeah, I thought it was even. I thought it was even, and then I thought he won 4. I thought he went 4-2 on the back end of it. But I just feel bad for him because I like rematch, not a rematch. Maybe that was the best one he has, and maybe it's not. Maybe he fights Tank even more confident the next time around. I guess, but. I just think on those nights, Vlad, I look at a guy like George Kambosos, right? George Kambosos had this great performance. Now, in fairness, he did knock down Teofimo to your argument, but like he had the best performance of his life, and then he just never was the same after that. Like he got a little fat, he left his not fat, but he got a little fat caddy, left his trainers, and just never was the same fighter after that. Got pieced up by Devin Haney. Happens to a lot of fighters.
Kelly Pavlik,
Andy Ruiz. Sometimes you just have one of those nights, right? And I just thought that I thought he had the night. So whatever. But it was super weird, Leroy. I've never seen that before. And you know what the funny thing was? It was the ref. It was the viral ref who everybody sees. Steve Willis, the guy who like really enjoys his job. He's like, he loves seeing guys. I love him so much. But everybody's mad at him now because they thought like, hey, you screwed up here.
But he was put in a spot. He was put in a spot because he was like, hey man, what's going on here? Like, I gotta I should deduct away from you. Like,
he said,
and he was like, nah, there was something in my eye. I was like, you I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. Trust me, Leroy, it was weird because it was like he just literally backed up, looked to the side, took a quick knee as if like somebody was about to propose and then realized, maybe I'm not going to do it. And then popped right back up.
He did the old Jumbotron fake out.
Yeah.
I saw somebody really do that the other day at the Heat game. It was the Hawks game. Somebody really proposed. I was like, whoa, that's nice. He proposed at a Heat game. She said yes. She did say yes.
Okay. Goaltending counts. Okay.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. You better go in there knowing that she's going to say yes.
Yeah, agreed. If
Otherwise,
she said,
you can't come back from life.
if it happens, though, like if that happens, I just go as I'm walking out. It was a bit. I work for the Heat. It's a bit.
You better hope.
We were familiar with your work. Like you put a twist on everything.
This is crazy. He's like looking at him, and he just is like, I think he tries to talk to C. Willis, but like he's like, what is he talking about? And then just like goes out, gets his eyes open. But people have come to his defense. Like this happened with Amanda Serrano, came out and said that's why I got my hair done 2 days before the last fight when it got canceled in Puerto Rico. She says, yeah, I got in my eyes and I couldn't see anymore. But the hairdresser or the stylist is coming out. She's calling bull bleep on Gervonta Davis because she's saying I didn't use any of that stuff to get it done, which is like, this is the greatest. I mean, like you want to talk about this is the best conspiracy since we had Gervonta Davis have the heavy suit.
All the things you always wanted to be. Beautiful, sexy, easiest 1, 2, 3. Just let your soul go. Just let it shine through.
Well, that's what that Lamont Roach has to come out to that next fight. Like that has to be his walkout song. Oh, all right. We'll take a break here on the show. Back with more after this. welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Let's get to a little cat talk here. Brought to us by our friends over at Hollywood Kia. At Hollywood Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in all of Florida. Get the Star treatment. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com. The Cats are back on the ice tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are red hot right now. Both teams playing some good hockey tonight at Amerant Bank Arena. Blood rivals. Even Ryan Lomberg lets you know the last game. He goes, I love the palm trees and sunshine, but I bleep and hate these guys. That doesn't leave you. So we will see tonight what the Cats have in store for Tampa Bay.
Fans hated them a little bit more. They lost 6-0.
Well, yeah, I mean, he lost 3-0 to them and then 3-0 to the Cats. So 6-0 over the trip to Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is, of course, tonight the Cats making the debut of Seth Jones, who they just traded for from the Chicago Blackhawks. Cats making a splash this weekend and trading for the all-star defenseman who was taking 2 picks after Alexander Barkov back in 2013, Leroy.
Barkov was second?
Yes. There was a lot of talk that the Cats were going to take Seth Jones with that draft pick. They end up taking on Barkey, of course, has had an incredible career for the Panthers. Bill Zito today is addressed the media and talked about how they think he's going to fit right in. Paul Maurice thinks that this is going to be something that goes smoothly for the Cats, but this is from Alexander Barkov, courtesy of Jameson Olive's Twitter. He says, he's not going to be a rental, that's for sure. He's here for a long time. That's awesome. He's one of the best defensemen in the world. Playing against him is always tough. He's good at both ends of the puck. To add a guy like that is unbelievable. The captain has spoken. Got to tell you, we sit here and we wait for the splashes, but, from Pat Riley, who's just sitting here running it back every year. Bill Zito, this dude is taking some guts. Well, he is wheeling and dealing.
It's not for lack of trying.
Is it?
You don't think he's trying hard enough?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. Well, I mean, what if he don't want to give up none of his young talent?
Well, Bill Zito just sent it packing. Be like, hey, Spencer, take that potential. Why don't you put it in this briefcase over here and hit the bricks, dude? We got an all-star.
Yeah, but that's different, though.
How?
Because you already have a Vezina-winning goalie. So you can buy yourself a couple of years with that. When you look at the Miami Heat, right, and look at some of the young talent that they would have, you would pretty much have to guarantee me a deep run. I don't know that you could add anybody that would do that at this point in time. So my biggest complaint about the team is play your damn young guys.
Well, that's the thing. Is like you can't have it both ways. Like
right.
You can't sit here and talk about. You can't sit here and talk about. Oh, well, we're not there yet. But it's like, all right, well, when are you going to play the guys who aren't there yet? So maybe they'll be there.
Right. Because
that's the frustrating thing of it.
If it takes 1,000 minutes to kind of find your groove, then it takes these young guys 3 years to get to that. And I'm like, okay, but that's kind of defeating the purpose of why you want to keep them.
By the way, I don't mean to take good karma credit or anything like that, but Mackie Samoskevich is killing it since he's been on the show.
Killing it.
He is killing it right now.
Killing it.
Samo. 7 o'clock puck drop tonight. The Cats also called up Chris Driedger. The Driedger Beaver is back, and he will back up Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky is in net tonight for the Lightning game. And, of course, also the big news is Matthew Tkachuk is on long-term IR with a groin injury. And that
Go ahead, diminish it again.
I'm not diminishing it. I think what you're diminishing is opportunity. That's what you're diminishing.
No. My whole argument has been how you minimize this groin injury.
I'm not minimizing it.
Yes, you have been.
But by my count, the playoffs are not next week. I don't understand. I've never understood. Like, if we had a playoffs in 4 weeks.
If you think you're minimizing, guess what they did? They pulled the old Kucherov.
They did pull the Kucherov.
Basically, you're saying that, they used it as a bit to get Seth Jones, and he's really not that hurt. That's kind of what you made it sound like.
No.
It is.
the Seth Jones, they pulled a great move where they traded. They first of all, they made the Blackhawks take some dough. Okay, so the Blackhawks are picking up money on the deal. And then they traded Spencer Knight, whose deal's coming up next year. And then the Tkachuk deal happens, and you're like, 8.7 left. After his 9.5 is already removed from the books, and you got 8.7 left. And I'm just saying, it's kind of interesting. It fits right in there with Baby Bro's deal, which runs for another 3 years. I don't know, dude. I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at it and being like, And what if Brady just goes there and he goes to the Senators brass and he goes, just don't think I could be in a country that doesn't love me. They're like,
you know what I'd be like? You love this 8.7, don't you? He'd be like, Canada's not that bad.
I don't know. They boo my anthem.
The worst.
Am I though, dude? What are you going to do if they make a splash? Are you going to apologize to me?
No, because one has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
How does it not, though? How does it not?
You're making it sound like the whole move with Tkachuk was to do this. And I'm saying, no, a groin is a lot more serious than you think.
Nobody's diminishing the seriousness of it, but if you get 2+ months off to heal, like that should be enough time.
Should be. How many times have you been hurt?
A dead foot.
I told you, I came back with a knee. They said I had a sprained knee.
Yep.
And I limped the whole season. Like, it's not, dude, all the core and stuff, all the muscles attached to that, it takes a lot of time. Think about this. Think of the simplest of things in hockey. Making a slap shot. You know how much of your groin you use and your hip flexors and all that. Dude, it's not.
Tkachuk is a deflecting master. He doesn't need to do the slap shot. He'll be right there tipping goals in.
Oh, but that still doesn't change the injury.
You want to know something, dude? Here's the truth of it. The only reason you're making it out to seem like he tore his ACL is because I want to have fun with the cap and you don't want me to have fun. That's the truth. That's the truth. You're the fun police. You're the fun police.
Long before we even talked about this, we talked about the severity of this injury.
No.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, fun police.
No, you are the fun police.
Go ahead.
I'm not diminishing it.
You're a diminisher.
Seems like a completely reasonable amount of time to recover from a groin strain.
Really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
You know, it takes longer to recover from something when you use it all the time in what you have to do.
2 months?
Dude, he could go out there and skate one time to the left and square one.
That's why we need a backup Tkachuk.
Does that mean nighttime activities are also put on hold?
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to sit in the sex swing. If he's horny, you know.
Oh, dude.
-1 for Seth.
You are impossible.
I'm just trying to limit movement for him. I don't know what the Tkachuks have going on in their bedroom.
You're the worst.
Hey, yo.
You are the worst. I don't like, you just go, that's my boy. Like, that's all you can do because you're like, you're the only person that would take an injury and go, now we got 8.7 to go get somebody else. Like, you know how insensitive that sounds?
No, I don't think it sounds insensitive at all. That's a hockey thing. That's what they do.
like
Josh Hart says they're popping blue juice.
Yeah, instead of popping pills, they gotta pop blue juice. It's painkillers.
Hey.
Go from blue line to blue chew.
Oh my goodness. What?
Point for
Dude, you're like,
your plus minus right now is like
it's terrible, right? But here's the worst thing. You do this with every injury in every sport.
I don't think I do.
Really? We had two guys you said were beating science. One guy hasn't played and one guy injured something else, which, let me explain to you, Sometimes when you come back from one injury, you put more pressure on another part of your body.
Not fair. He was injured by his own teammate. That's not fair.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't compensating for anything.
Again, if your body can't support itself the way it should, that lends to other injuries.
Who can support Jordan Boyer torpedoing yourself into a knee?
All right.
Better hits on his teammates this year than the opposition, Jordan Poyer. What a mole.
Wasn't he one of your favorites a year ago?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. As soon as I saw him doing ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, this is going to be a little bit iffy. Covering himself in mud in Costa Rica.
Oh, dude.
You all right?
You
right now?
You are a piece of work. Who comes back first, Tkachuk or Carson Beck?
Tkachuk. I mean, Carson Beck doesn't have to be ready till August.
Well, according to you, Tkachuk doesn't have to be ready until playoffs.
Well, that's when, otherwise we can't use the cap
And
space.
then after all that time off, he's just going to pick up where he left off?
Dude, let me ask you something. Can I just ask you something? To be honest with you?
Yeah.
Are you rooting against the Panthers? Like, do you not want the Panthers to load up for the playoffs with this cap space?
I do. That's not the conversation we've been having.
It feels like it is. You would think
the
that
whole conversation and the whole problem I've had is with you diminishing his groin injury.
My whole problem is you're sitting here being like, no, he's never coming back. You're calling Matthew Tkachuk.
I didn't say that.
He kind of does. You don't believe he can come back. You're writing off his career.
You're making an assumption that it's just the groin. They're just giving him extra time, and I'm like, no, dude.
Come on, dude. But this is the part where I want to pinch your cheeks because you're so adorable. It's like you know
nothing about injuries.
You know nothing about hockey chicanery.
I know about injuries, though.
That's a good counter. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good counter. But Toby, I have a
now all of a
question.
sudden, wait. Here's the incredible thing, Vlad. Here is the icing on the bunt cake. You ready for this? If I would have asked the guy about hockey chicanery, he would have got mad at me for asking him hockey questions.
That is what you asked me.
Now all of a sudden you're acting like an expert.
That is a point for Leroy.
I'm not acting like an expert, but nobody is worried that Tkachuk's not coming back. You're the only guy.
No. You get so mad when I ask you hockey questions.
Came prepared today, so now all of a sudden you're upset. Now you don't see. This is your problem. You don't like. No. I just want to be clear. So now that I have answers, now you don't like the answers, so you just swerve. So maybe I shouldn't prepare because if I do have some stuff on it, I'm prepared, dude. All of a sudden, you don't like the answers because it may involve a Tkachuk conspiracy where we're going to have both Tkachuks, and all of a sudden you're like, no, he's never coming back.
I didn't say that.
That's what you're acting like.
No, I'm not. I'm acting like this is more serious than you think it is.
It's only serious because the other alternative is Tobin's conspiracy works out. And then that means you have to be like, you were kind of onto it there, Tobes.
Conspiracy. You see, you even said it right there. Why do you fight facts?
I'm not fighting facts. You guys are the ones fighting facts.
You're an unbelievable lawyer. You're an unbelievable lawyer because you fight. Somebody can give you the facts.
Okay.
Give you that. Listen, this man has a groin injury that gonna keep him out for an extended period of time.
Right.
Your definition of extended period of time? Nothing. He'll be back in 3 weeks. Oh, he'll be back by the playoffs. No, Tobin.
Okay.
He's going to be out for a while.
Okay. Yeah. You want to know why? Because the Cats are going to use his munion to go get some more players. So we're loaded up for the Clep run.
You think
so it has nothing to do with the fact that he might be hurt.
Right. That's my
I'm sure he is hurt. But when one door closes, not severely.
No, dude, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I would say
a groin is a serious thing.
Serious and severely is different. It's a different leap, though. Serious is true. They're going to take time to take care of it. Severe, that means he ain't coming back. So there's a leap between I'm not willing to go with you two, where it's like
even in hockey terms when they say, oh, he's going to be out for an extended period of time. That right there should tell you.
Yeah.
Let me give it to you in hockey terms. This is not a 2-minute minor. This is a 5-minute major.
Yeah, but it's also like where you both got penalized and now we get to just keep going on. See, let me just so we can catch up on everybody. Bill Zito and Matthew Tkachuk going on long-term IR. What it means going forward from David Dwork. I don't know what it necessarily says. I don't know that it necessarily says anything other than we have cap space. Matthew is going to be out an extended period of time, and we hope to get him back for the playoffs. Wink.
There's no wink.
You know what? It is nearly impossible to have a grown-up conversation with you when every time, like you read the quote and then add cheese to it.
I'll put the quote up. I'll get the tweet for you.
Look.
Where's the wink?
He texts us the message, right?
Yeah.
In the group text. Let me peel the curtains a little back, all right? Let me pull the curtains a little back. He goes and says, "Oh, they must have taken they didn't put the wink. They must have replaced it with the ka-ching sound. The ching-ching sound."
He's very excited.
What? No, it's just a regular text, a regular tweet that Jameson put.
I know, but Jameson didn't put the part about cap space, which is like interesting. Like why? And I'm not accusing Jameson of doing cover up because he writes for the Panthers website, but it would seem to me if you worked for the Panthers, you wouldn't want everybody to know you're pulling the Kucherov. But David Dwork, who is an unbiased journalist, he puts the cap space part, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that wasn't there with the initial quote. So that's why I was saying that.
The website scrubbed the most important part.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Vlad. They didn't scrub nothing.
I'm telling you, I think they scrubbed it because they don't. Dude, you wouldn't want people to know that you're about to foist the league with getting another Tkachuk. Nobody wants to know that because there's going to be a lot. Dude, people already hate the Panthers. Okay, they already hate the Panthers. If you add now more angst to that, then all of a sudden, what do we have? But here, I'll put. Look, I'm not a liar. Okay, I'm going to put the quote up here for you guys.
Hold on.
What?
I'm familiar with your work.
Yeah.
Did you doctor it?
No. This is direct from David Dwork's Twitter account.
Why don't I believe you?
Look.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so where's the ka-ching?
No, I said the wink.
Where's the wink?
Oh, the wink.
Look, quote, I don't know that it necessarily says anything other than we have cap space. Matthew is going to be out for an extended period of time, and we hope to get him back for the playoffs. Wink emoji.
You.
He edited that.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
-1.
Dude, why?
For lying. For lying. You're
doing?
such a damn liar.
Why, Tobin? Why do you only use the facts of any story to make your -1 for taking liberties?
-1.
Then you know what his reply is when I tell him, dude, a groin injury is a serious matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you gonna have a little fun, baby. You have no fun. I'm like, no, he's not gonna have any fun.
Dude, there'll be reports of Tkachuk at Elbow Room tonight.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with being able to skate?
It means he's going to be fine, dude. He's going to be fine. We're going to get his brother down here. It's going to be a great time.
You said that about Bradley Chubb.
Who?
Exactly. He didn't ever play at all last season.
Yeah, but Bradley Chubb had nothing to come back for, you know? Jalen Phillips did beat science. You got to admit, I got that one right. He just got taken out by friendly fire.
I did ask him that.
Yep.
Dude, sometimes it is nearly impossible to have an adult conversation with you.
Thank you.
It's not.
Does your wife, when she talks to you and Tommy, does she
No, she does. No, dude, I already know that it's an uphill battle because now he has a youngling that he's teaching the ways of the Jedi with, and so his son is probably doing the same crap, right?
Dade Sow says this is why America has lost trust in the media.
Right? You.
Take a break. Back after this.
I'm Davion. in the air. Hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call it 866-954-MORE.
You sure can. It was a little chilly this morning. Not really. Just a nice cool breeze. Winds are coming out of. Hold on 1 second. Looking for some cloud movement. Looks like they're coming out of the east, southeast, or just maybe out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And the temperature is about 75, 80 degrees. Not partly cloudy, maybe a slight chance of rain, but it doesn't look like it.
Wow. How about that, dude? He's always nailing it on that weather. Leroy over at the Windowplex, brought to you by Demesman and Dover.
What did you say? What did he say? What was the number that you said temperature-wise?
75, 80.
77.
Yeah, right there.
Good. He's good.
He's good. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you?
You know, I was okay until I heard you take liberties
Oh,
all morning.
Yeah, I just think everybody's panicking. I mean, Bill Zito has a plan. I guess the problem I have, J-Fig, is Cats Nation has forgotten that Bill Zito's got a plan. And everybody doesn't seem to realize that. They're all panicking because they think Tkachuk is done and Tkachuk's not coming back.
That is not what That's not what I said.
Then what are you saying exactly? Groins are no joke?
I'm saying that you just dismiss it as though they're doing this for cap room when I would be willing to bet they'd rather have Matthew Tkachuk on the ice. And his groin is bad enough that they have extended the IR and have said he's going to be out for an extended period of time. And you still just say, oh, it's just a bit.
I think it's a bit. Sorry. Don't buy it.
Okay. All right.
Don't buy it. Sorry, dude.
All right.
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to be, be a worrywart. In Bill Zito, I trust.
I'm not worried about it. And I trust Bill Zito. The whole argument was how you just brushed this injury off. I
didn't brush it aside. Leroy.
You did.
Leroy. Did we not just see at the Four Nations Cup, Matthew Tkachuk try and skate and it went poorly? Sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was also a moment of goosies, and that was the Tkachuks finally got a taste of playing with one another on the ice. Okay.
Yeah.
Bill Zito was part of the Team USA staff. I have seen this movie before. It was called The Heat Big Three, where it all started off at the Olympics, and then one day or another, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James were on the same team together. Nick Harrison was the manager of that team. So all I'm saying is history repeats itself, and I think this is all a ploy to get Brady Tkachuk on the Cats. You made a bad situation into a good one, you beating the Cats, because now the window is opened, and the Tkachuks realize, well, I'm going to be out a month anyway. I could be back a month, or I take an extra month. We're going to make the playoffs no matter what.
And I'm saying that you are taking liberties with saying when he would be able to return.
Yeah, I will admit to taking liberties, but I think I think they're fair liberties. You're making it see. You think I'm just swinging blind here, and I'm not.
No, I understand how serious groin injuries can be.
Sure,
you don't, and that's the whole point. That you're still, no matter how much you talk about this injury, you say it's a bigger plan behind this injury as to why they're doing things, and I'm saying it probably has more to do with the fact that a groin is a really hard thing to come back from when you skate.
Bill Zito mentioned the cap space before Matthew's return only confirms what I think, which is the man's got a plan. He's going to take this And look, it's not like other teams haven't done it before.
Again, I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm saying you're making it sound like they're using this injury to have that situation, and I'm telling you,
Oh, you mean you think I mean hockey's gonna hockey?
Now all of a sudden you're a hockey expert?
Oh,
I'm telling you what,
you're so
ask,
boxed in, dude. You're so boxed in. It's not even funny.
If I ask you a hockey question and you give me that comment that you give me ever again, then I don't want to hear it.
I don't understand what you're lashing out about. So I finally,
you're a hockey savant. You know all about the inner workings of hockey.
You either need to make up your mind. You're either happy that I give you hockey information or you're not. Make up your mind. Make up your mind.
Wait a minute. You're the one that said don't ask me about hockey. I hate when you ask me that. Call David Dwork. Don't ask me. And now all of a sudden you're giving me information about hockey.
And now you don't want it? And now you don't want it, though.
Because
and now
you don't
want it. Okay.
Because it also comes to your ulterior motive is that I want Brady Tkachuk. So your story's gonna fit. You wanting Brady Tkachuk.
I don't think I want Brady Tkachuk. I think Bill Zito and Matthew Tkachuk want Brady Tkachuk. I think Vinny Viola wants Brady Tkachuk. I think they want to save him from Canada because Canada's booing him. And I think they want to swarm in like a bald eagle, take their talons, and bring him to Sunrise. That's what I think.
I think that you're a phony.
Okay.
Because your hockey.
Please don't say things you can't take back.
Your hockey rule.
That's where you draw that line.
Don't say things you can't take back.
Your hockey
-1.
knowledge is only surrounded by the things you want to happen.
Yeah, so?
That's not even in hockey. That's everywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
that
not a
doesn't
hockey
mean you
exclusive.
know hockey.
That's not exclusive.
I give you hockey information. I'm not claiming to know hockey, but what I am claiming is I finally give you a hockey answer, and you're like, no, groin injuries are serious. You're a curmudgeon. Bam was right.
See, now he's going to his
cherry on top.
Yeah, he's going to his go-to moves.
Everywhere around the world.
So,
we're going
what happens
to
if
get Brady
Matthew
Tkachuk.
doesn't play anymore this year?
Oh, that's a bummer. Good thing we're going to have another Tkachuk.
And what are you going to say to me?
I'll say you're right. If he doesn't come back this year, I'll say you're right.
Or
if
he
he
comes back after the first round.
Whoa. Leroy. No, Leroy, you're talking with the samurai words.
Yeah.
This season. Don't say this year. This season meaning
this season.
24-25. Because if you say this year and he doesn't come back for the 24-25 season, but he begins the 25 season, he could be like, I was right.
I'm not doing semantics. I think he'll be back for the playoffs. I think I know what this is.
But so question, if he's going to be back for the playoffs, then that means that this groin injury is a little more substantial than you think. Or are you saying they're just holding him back for the money?
I think that the groin injury is a real thing, but my read of it is, okay, should Matthew Tkachuk be back for April, or could he be back for April 20th when the playoffs start? Be like, we can get a $9 million player? Take time, Matthew.
All right.
We'll mix things up on the other side, including just an embarrassing mistake. That's next.
Men, this is Jay.
All right, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the Mixed Bag. So, Leroy, are you familiar with Terron Armstead?
Yes, I am.
Terron Armstead is still a Miami Dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
He just reduced his salary. He's still
A
trying.
lot.
He reduced his salary all the way down to the minimum. And he's decided whether or not he wants to play. We'll see. I don't know. But don't tell that to one Colin Cowherd, who thought that the entire time Terron Armstead was on there. It appears Colin Cowherd appears to be of the opinion that Terron Armstead is a free agent and didn't believe that he was a Miami Dolphin. Very strange. Let's see.
You've made your money. You can retire today.
Yeah.
But you play outside of quarterback, the most important position in the sport. If a good team called you up and said, dude, 2 years, would you go play?
I'm on a good team, so no.
So you're not going to play?
I'm on a good team already.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean.
So nobody else can call me.
This is it.
Dolphins only, yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
But you're kind of pausing.
I'm not. I think it's natural pauses in a conversation, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
Yo, he
Am I
took
the
an
only one
edible.
that's uncomfortable?
He took an edible. He took an edible.
He's doing the reporter thing.
No, Leroy. He got caught. He messed up, got caught, and then tried to cover it up. He didn't realize, he didn't do the research that he thought Terron Armstead was a free agent, and he's not.
Right.
He definitely thought he was a free agent. He's like,
and then he's like, you mean like that's it? No, like, don't you hear me? Like, Terron's like, are you not hearing me? I am with the team.
But here, the other thing is that in order to redo your contract, you technically become a free agent.
Right.
So you have to be cut. So it's not like you just go and say, no, you have to sign a new contract. So that period of time, if he hasn't signed a new contract yet.
But he obviously has no intention of going anywhere else.
He has no intention. But anytime there's a salary adjustment, you technically become a free agent.
Do you think that Colin Cowherd knows that, or do you think that he thinks that he didn't know that he was a Miami Dolphin?
Free agent. He thought he was a free agent.
Your money, you can retire today.
Yeah.
But you play outside of quarterback, the most important position in the sport. If a good team called you up and said, dude, 2 years, would you go play?
I'm on a good team, so no.
So you're not going to play?
I'm on a good team already.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean.
So nobody else can call me.
This is it.
Dolphins only, yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
But you're kind of pausing.
I'm not. I think it's natural pauses in a conversation, you know what I mean?
Hey,
that's funny.
So he tried to, you know what he is? That right there, Colin Cowherd pulled a Tobin.
What?
He tried to backtrack, samurai sword his
Yeah.
way out of the conversation
And couldn't.
that he just misread. That's
Ron
what
was
he
trying
is.
so hard to be polite. He was like,
Terron's trying to be polite.
I was
It's
so
like,
awkward.
no, I'm a Dolphin, dude. Kick off!
No one's
gonna
That means don't call me.
Someone was in his earpiece telling him, "You're wrong.
No,
You're pausing. He goes,
right.
yeah,
And
because
you're
I'm
trying to-
flummoxed.
Look, exactly
You don't know
what
who
Tobin
I
would
play
do.
for.
Exactly what Tobin
I
would
know.
do. See how he laughed it off? Shing! Pulled
I don't
out them
appreciate
swords.
that.
All right,
I don't
but
appreciate that.
let me pull a Tobin conspiracy.
Oh, hell. He don't need help.
What if Colin was doing research for maybe a friend, general manager that he talks to? Because he always mentions that on his show. I was talking to an NFL, friend of mine, or a guy in a front office, or a general manager, maybe a team.
That he knows, like, Terron really wants to go to an actual contender.
Or maybe an actual contender who needs an offensive line, because everybody needs offensive line, but they know that Terron is in Miami, but they might not think Miami's
here's the problem.
closer than this team. So they might want to get Terron on the cheap ski.
If it wasn't Colin Cowherd, I'd give you the benefit of the doubt. But I think you're
problem.
right.
Here's the problem. The problem with all this is who's going to actually sign up for 12 to 14 games?
The Kansas City Chiefs would sign Terron Armstead in a heartbeat if they can, if they know they can get him for 12 to 14 games and then rest him and make sure that he's healthy for playoffs.
I definitely could see Terron Armstead like pulling the move too. Like if he wasn't under contract with the Dolphins, like just parachuting in the middle of the season too. Like nobody's been able to be an expert at playing without practicing than him.
Right.
But I don't know. He seems to be pretty set. Like he's either going to retire or he wants to be with the Dolphins. He does seem to like being on the Dolphins.
Yeah. And it also, like, I don't know how many different ways you could say it, and Colin's going at him like, but that's not what you mean. But what if
you paused? You paused.
I'm telling you, he's doing recon
natural
for another team. He's doing recon for another team.
But the thing is also, like, if you're Terron Armstead, like, how many teams like know how to deal with you the way that the Dolphins have?
That's what I'm saying. One of the things about this whole situation is that he's in a place now that truly understands his situation. Right? If you go somewhere else and they give you some money, it's probably going to be a team that really needs you. They ain't got no time for that foolishness. They trying to get it. So you think if Kansas City signed him, they're going to be willing to play the games that or do the maintenance plan that the Dolphins are doing?
For another Super Bowl? You damn well they are. They saw what happened. They saw what happened to them on that Sunday in February.
That was up the middle though, dude.
That was everywhere. They were coming from the sides too. Okay?
Yeah.
Pause.
305 says, what a bozo move by Cowherd. Didn't even study his guest. Tobin would never. I would never.
That's a big old move.
I love the way that's where you separate you from Colin Cowherd.
What?
Right? Keep in mind, your idol is Skip Bayless.
That's a strong word. He did.
Really?
He did send me a very nice message, though.
You left me, Leroy. You left me hanging to go say hi.
You go to golf,
Y'all
dude.
ate crab together. You guys ate steak together.
Steaks.
And you left
it. You ate steaks with Skip?
No, I didn't see it.
No,
Leroy. That would be lovely if he did want to do that. If he did want to do that.
Your money, you can retire today.
Yeah.
But you play outside of quarterback, the most important position in the sport. If a good team called you up and said, dude, 2 years, would you go play?
I'm on a good team, so no.
So you're not gonna play?
I'm on a good team already.
Well, I know, but I mean,
no, you don't.
So nobody else can call me.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape. Stop the tape right now. Stop the tape right now. Minus 100 to Colin Cowherd. What is that big emblem in the back of Terron Armstead?
Right.
Maybe, is it a green screen like there? Maybe he's only seeing green. I don't know.
I'm on a good team already.
Well, I know, but I mean,
so nobody else can call me.
This is it.
Dolphins only,
and that's it.
That's it.
But you're kind of pausing.
I'm not. I think it's natural pauses in a conversation. You know what I mean?
See, the thing where I know is,
and then he goes over the top laughing.
You're so funny.
It wasn't that funny.
He pulled the Jimmy Fallon. You know,
he was doing it because when Terron really hits him with the last, I'm not, but I'm not pausing.
That was awkward.
I'm like,
also minus 100 for him for having the microphone pointed at his cheek the entire time. That's bothering me.
Yeah, we might need Mike B to make a minus 100 for like people outside.
A super minus?
Yeah, like a super minus.
Yeah,
like a minus
double
10
points.
or like when you just look bad.
It'll only be for Tobin who goes off. Like you'll be the first one that used the turbo -1.
We could probably make a -1 with just a bunch of echoes, the bomb and whatnot.
Or -1, -2.
Yeah, something like that. I like that.
We'll get in the lab on that. That is the mixed bag. We'll take a break here on the show. But before that, if you guys want to come to our event, Buckets and Bets, it's going to be going down at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino March 20th through the 23rd. Experience every upset, buzzer beater, and heart-stopping moment at Odyssey's Buckets and Bets. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, we are transforming the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood into the ultimate college basketball tip-off weekend. You guys can immerse yourself with massive LED screens, beers with your crew, and real-time betting action. You guys can get VIP ticket packages available at Ticketmaster.com. But right now, caller number 5 to 305-567-0560. Caller 5 to 305-567-0560 is going to win a pair of tickets to Buckets and Bets. You must be 21 or older and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. Caller 5 right now to 305-567-0560 will win the tickets. Take a break. Final hour coming on up. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Were you stunned this weekend, Vlad, when John Cena finally turned heel?
Yeah, I was stunned, shocked, finally happy to happen. Yeah, it was great.
Is he still wrestling though? Like, I know it's been a long time coming. Everybody's wanted this, but like, how often is this basically just building up for a WrestleMania thing?
So this is his final year wrestling. So they've built this.
Oh, for sure, it's his final year wrestling.
Yeah, he said this is his final year of wrestling. The movies are. He's making too much money in movies. He's like, you know,
he is good in movies.
He's wonderful in movies.
He's real. Yeah. So basically, the thing that he ripped the Rock for, he became. So using that storyline, what they've done is they've just said, "Hey, we've already got the new John Cena of this generation and Cody Rhodes. So this is your final year. Why don't you do something that would shock the wrestling industry, and that is turn heel."
Wow. All right.
This is the equivalent of when Hogan turned NWO.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, he's Mr. Make-A-Wish. He's like the kids. The kids all love John Cena.
He did a Make-A-Wish appearance 4 hours before the show, and then yeah.
Had to get less.
Yeah.
Let's get one last one in.
By the way, all he did was basically become the bad guy from Fast 9 or something like that. That's all he did. He just looked, he just turned into the bad guy in Fast 9. That's all.
I don't like when The Rock walks out, he does the Goosey's thing even as a bad guy. I think the Goosey's thing should be for a good guy move.
Hey man, the crowd gets you energized, Goosey. Come on, you know how many times have we seen great NBA players go into a hostile environment, start cooking the opposition, and then they get so hyped up. Trae Young, Jimmy against Milwaukee. Like, yeah, they get Gooseys too.
The Heat didn't work with a hostile environment last night.
No, they did quite well with the hostile environment. They just didn't like. Here's the problem with the Heat. And I hate to say this, but here's the reality of it. And I say this a lot. The difference between a good team and a championship contender, is the ability to play their best basketball longer. And right now, the Heat can't play that style of basketball for a full game.
No, they can't. And
so
it's
some games they hang on.
They need blue chip.
Some games they start off great. In most games they start off great, but they aren't good enough to sustain it long enough to win a consistent amount of games. So it's up and down, it's up and down, it's up and down. Because I got to tell you, they're Larry O'Brien contenders after one quarter.
Well, really after three quarters, their entire problems have surrounded the fourth.
That's
been that they have the I don't know what the numbers are, but it was a couple of weeks ago. They were by by a 30-point margin of plus minus. They were like minus 90 in the fourth quarter since January 1st, basically since the whole Jimmy thing was done as him being a part of the team. They were minus 30 in the minus 90, and I think the next team was like minus 64, and I think it was Brooklyn. Like by a lot, they've collapsed in the fourth, worse than anybody else.
So that's what you got to fix.
I mean, I don't want to keep harping on the same thing, but it's like, oh, okay, well, let me look at last night. Kel'el Ware goes out there and he gives you, 6 dunks, 6 blocks, and suppose like no minutes in the fourth quarter. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I don't get it. That's not the only reason they lost, but I don't get it. I'm just trying to sit here.
Especially when you see them guys doing teardrop layups and stuff. I'm like, man, I wonder if Kel'el could have got to that one.
Jalen Brunson's already good. Maybe, I don't know, throw a 7-footer in there who could swat some of those floaters or something like that. Something different. I don't know. But for whatever reason, he goes, well, I didn't want to affect our perimeter defense. Okay, great. Well, guess what, dude? Tyler Hero's not turning into the glove anytime soon. So, I don't know. Maybe some reinforcements behind him.
And it didn't matter when a guy who takes 12 seconds to shoot a 3 had enough time to set his feet and shoot a 3, sidewinding it. Like, yeah.
And just by crazy here, but like One thing that has been palpable and statistically backed up is you put Kel'el Ware in the starting lineup, and Bam Adebayo looks like Bam Adebayo again. His numbers have gone through the roof on his percentages. So he clearly likes it. Yes, does he have to yell at Kel'el every once in a while? You know what we used to call that? Development.
Your delivery was awesome. You want to know what we call that? Development. But that's my bigger issue, that they take something out of some of these young players and stretch it out for 2 or 3 years. That probably should be happening, and they should be taking their lumps their rookie year. And so this Kel'el not being able to do certain things on the floor while doing a lot of good things, it's like, guess what? Here's an interesting concept. Tyler's not known as a defender, but because he scores so well, we overlook it. Is there not some things that you really, really like out of Kel'el that instead of just banning him from basketball, you probably work with him a little bit more to get him to pick up on the other things, because what he's doing on the floor is really good? Or do we just put him next to K-Love?
And who else
if you do that against Kel'el, next to K-Love.
Hey, a little too much sauce on that windmill dunk.
And then here's the kicker. The alternative to the fast and driving New York Knicks and how Hart and how Brunson can get to the rim basically against anybody. Your solution is a guy nicknamed Slow-Mo.
Oh, we were so happy. We were so happy.
Right? Like, do you understand? Like, I don't care how much he knows what to do.
Great. So I'm glad he knows the plays already.
I'm so like, and keep in mind, this comes from firsthand experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick called me to his office, me and Metcalf. You two guys fumble more than anybody, right? I need you to protect the ball. So I was running to protect the ball and not to play football. And then Bill came to me and said, just do you, be more careful. You got to play the way you play, right? Like there was some carelessness on my part, but the fact of the matter is the good outweighed the bad.
Well, we saw that yesterday with him too, which I was happy about. Well, let's get to headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Kia. Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory at the Sportage, the Sorrento, and Telluride. And remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. But one of the things that like it was kind of noticeable, it's like, all right, this guy's he was starting to play a little passive on defense, and then yesterday he just comes up like a bat out of hell and is just swatting everything. I'm like, great, need that.
Because
and
he's trying to do everything that needs to be done on defensive end, whereas I put him in there like Hulk, smash.
Suppose like looking at, he
Who
goes,
cares if you accidentally slam Thor every now and then? Just slam.
Suppose
Go
looking at,
do that.
suppose looking at, he goes, a little too much Hassan Whiteside for my liking.
What? So
anyway,
where did Kel'el end up?
He had 10 points. He had 10.6 rebounds and five blocks in the first half.
No, so my question is, what was his plus minus?
Oh,
well, let me find out. Hold on.
This guy was on the he was on the verge of a triple double, man. And they just,
nobody doing it with blocks.
I'm just saying.
Last night, Kel'el Ware's his plus minus for the game was a flat. It was 0.
Okay. Now let's go to
most everybody on the Heat ended up with a minus. I mean, you blow a 19-point lead, it's not going to go great for your plus minus.
Yeah,
the only guy
working on the curve.
Davion Mitchell had a plus 4.
Yeah, the only guys who had pluses yesterday were Burks and Mitchell.
So doing Spo math, that meant at one point in time I should have had Burks, Mitchell, and Kel'el on the floor. regardless of what you think about him, regardless of what you say he's not doing, all the guys that you have faith in were minus. He was a flat. And you know what it worked out? When you had a 19-point lead? Flat. Because flat means you never give up the lead.
Frustrating. We had a trade over the weekend in the NFL. Deebo Samuel. He is a Washington Commander for a 5th-round pick.
I got to tell you.
Him and McLaurin?
But see, I don't know if he's as big a threat as people would tend to lead. He is he's a utility guy, but can he be your number one at any position?
Well, they have a number one.
Yeah, but even a number two, can you just put him out there as a number two and say, only do this? The thing
he's fallen off. He has fallen off.
That works with him is that you use him in a lot of different situations. And why that worked for San Francisco so much is because they had 2 or 3 guys where they could move around like that. But if he's in Washington, it just seems like they're going to play him opposite McLaurin and say, play wide out. I don't know how well that's going to work.
Washington from ESPN. Washington is taking on the remainder of Samuel's contract, paying his full $17.5 million salary for this season.
Do you think it here? So a lot of people were talking about, what would Tyreek go for?
Yep.
Tyreek would probably go for a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
That's what I've been thinking. Yeah.
And
because he's a number one still.
Right. But and so when you look at Deebo and the way they talk about his production, which has been fine, he gets a little banged up. But it's not necessarily production as a wide receiver. It's more production of a Malik Washington, scat back, a guy that does a lot of different things. And so it's hard to just take that guy, plug him in into a position and say, oh, now he's playing opposite McLaurin. You see what I'm saying? That's I don't know how he fits. I think the only team he could really fit was a team like the Dolphins or, a team like San Fran. But we already have 2 or 3 guys that do what he does. So I don't know how that's going to work. Do you view him as a wide receiver?
Kind of just a ball player, like
right.
everything.
So how does that, when you say, and that's what they're saying, he's going to play opposite of their number one, is he? That's not what he does.
It's going to be an interesting team because they had such a great year. Jay Daniels was awesome.
Yeah.
But we saw with Houston, it kind of took a step back this year too. So everyone's going to be gunning for him a little bit. Even though I think Jay Daniels is better than CJ Stroud, it is different when everybody's like, oh, and they had a couple games that, kind of bounced their way as well. But still a fun team. That quarterback's really good.
He's really good. And one of the things that people take for granted with him is he plays the game really well. Like he knows when to do certain things, when not to do certain things. And he's been really good with that. And so that is the skill set that could probably move on from year to year.
We'll take a break. Michael Chandler, UFC Star, is going to be fighting in the co-main event at UFC 314 coming up at Miami, the Kaseya Center on April 12th. We'll talk to him later on this hour. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. We got Heat basketball back at you tonight. 7:30 is your tip from the Kaseya Center. I'll have your coverage filling in for Solana tonight. 6:15 pre-Heat. And on the other side of the dial, we got Panthers hockey tonight taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are winners of 8 in a row, coming off a win against the Washington Capitals on the road as Alexander Ovechkin continues to chase down Wayne Gretzky. So we got the rivalry tonight, Blood Feud, and that is on 790 The Tic Cat tonight. So check it on out, everybody. We got a busy, busy sports night down here.
Don't let that slide because of all the other nonsense you've been talking.
What?
You know.
790 The Tic Cat?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of all the nonsense that you've spewed out today, that's the least offensible.
Thank you.
So you kind of
offensible? Offensible.
Offensible.
Is that a word?
Offensive.
Yes.
You know, like I expect that from certain people, not you. Like she just gave me she gave me the
offensible.
How did you cry, J-Fig? You went to Lomberg's return this past weekend. How was that being in the building, boots on the ground?
I was kind of saving that for all right, I don't know, but I mean, I'll give it to you right now. It was nice to see everyone welcome him with arms wide open. Everyone was very receptive towards him. Like they were all clapping, they were all nonstop chanting for him. And every time they chanted for him, a little part of me just wanted to start crying. And my oh no was basically just watching him go. That hurt.
It's got to be a tough weekend for you, J-Fig.
I was heartbroken, for real.
She never believed John Cena was going to turn heel either.
She didn't believe Cena was going to turn heel. She didn't think Rick Lomberg would be back. And Gabe Vincent is now playing very well for the Lakers. I see him all over the TV now.
Oh, yeah.
Kick me while I'm down.
Defense first. Defense first, Lakers. You bring in handsome Gabe Vincent. He's going to stop something. That's going to go down for them.
Okay.
It's all right,
Jay.
There's no off night for Gabe.
Offensible, definitely not a word. Especially spelled like that.
Yeah, that just looks awful.
Twitcher.
Wait, I didn't say that.
It is offensible crime.
Offensible.
Why did I get a minus one? I didn't say that.
No, I said
that is
Twitcher.
considered offensive or breaks public order, such as using vulgar language in public, making an offensive gesture, or creating a disturbance. It is a word. Offensible is a word. So I want all of you wordsmiths, including you, J-Fig, to apologize to me.
Wow. He laid the smackdown on that.
I don't think she's gonna. What?
In person.
That was shower.
Wow. She's gonna hope you forget. That's why. Yep.
I ain't forgetting. Oh man. I hope we go back out to live. I need some new hats.
Live. When is live? Live is
the tour, the golf tour.
April.
That was a fun time. I had a good time there.
You know who's performing this year?
Creed?
No.
Oh.
Sublime.
No. Okay.
Really?
I see them so many times, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like Sublime's at every Shark event ever.
Always. I've seen them like 20.
Who do we get? We get Sublime. Yeah.
Well, last year was Akon. Made a comeback.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's right. Akon.
He just came out with new music.
I don't know if he's making a comeback.
Well, he just came out with new music.
He's getting paid 7 figures just to perform.
Yeah.
That's it.
But how is Liv still doing a thing? Like, are people still digging Liv? Is that like is it as popular as PGA?
Here's the cool thing about it. So in a regular golf tournament, you have 2 waves. You have 156 guys. You have 78 in the morning wave, 78 in the evening. So certain groups tee off at 1 and 10, hole number 1 and hole number 10 in the morning, and then they do it that way, right? To get everybody out. What LIV does is they have everybody on a hole and they do a shotgun. So if you stay in your one spot in a regular golf tournament, you would have to wait for your favorite players to come through, right? But in this tournament, you can see all the players on one hole, right? They're all going to pass that hole. You don't have that luxury in a regular tour event. You have to like pick who you're going to see. You either have to go in the morning or the evening.
I thought they were but are they joining up? Like I thought that they were going to join up eventually.
There's conversation, right?
But then they have this Tiger League, so it feels like they're not joining because Tiger has a team league too, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's Mickey Mouse. But
is it LIV Mickey Mouse? I thought LIV was Mickey Mouse.
No, except they play for 10 times the amount of money as a regular tour.
All right. Well, I don't know.
I mean, wait, let me explain something to you. If that's your profession and you can make more golfing, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
No. Hold on. But it's Mickey Mouse in that like it doesn't really have stakes. Like they go out there, they play on a team, and they all have guaranteed money already.
Not necessarily. No. Because here's the other thing: if you don't play well enough, you can get booted, and traded. There's been trades and stuff like that. So there's teams or whatever, but you can get kicked off if you just suck.
No one's kicking Koepka off though.
No, because he doesn't suck.
Yeah. Tell that to Aaron Ekblad.
So you got your normal big timers. Phil, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm. I think the biggest.
I'm trying to catch this full swing so I can watch Roy McIlroy get divorced. They got them following the cameras for that too.
For what?
For his divorce.
He's getting divorced?
He did get divorced.
Where you been, Leroy?
Remember that was like a big thing last year.
Yeah, we talked about that. You started winning.
Yeah,
you don't have the girl no more.
Yeah, so he got rid of he was with the
tennis player.
The tennis player.
Yep.
Dumped her like years ago.
Dumped her. Then got married. Then he have a kid.
I think he does have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this last year, and then he was stinking up the joint, even though he's been stinking up the joint for 10 years.
Kids
but
do that to you.
They keep making excuses for him. Like, oh, he won
Like,
his majors early.
I would say LIV Golf is. I don't want to say this in a negative way, but I want you to just get a grasp of how it's different. Just imagine if Happy Gilmore was on the tour for real. Like,
that's how Full Swing started this year. They were all on the set of Happy Gilmore too.
But it's
little cross promotion for Netflix.
Right. So basically you have music, entertainment, you have DJs, everybody tees off at the same time, and it takes all of golf and crams it into a window that everybody can enjoy, every golfer.
I'm trying to get to this Roy McIlroy divorce episode and then the Scheffler gets arrested episode.
I mean, to be honest with you, they picked the single-handed nicest guy on tour to arrest.
Criminal.
I mean, they say it shook him up.
I'm sure it did.
Right.
I'm sure it did. Remember, he asked Jeff Tarlington for help.
There's a lot of like the way golf is going now, a lot of young golfers that are popping on to onto the scene, winning early. There's
there was some Swedish guy they were putting in the first episode.
Luke Clinton. Oberg.
Oberg. Yeah. They followed him a little bit.
How about this? This is how good he was. He was named to the Ryder Cup team coming out of college. So usually you get points and you qualify, and then you have your coach's picks or your captain's picks. The captain picked him right out of college.
Jeez.
And he's right now he's first in the standings. So he's really good. The Luke Clanton.
How about this? It for me. I'm a year behind.
Luke Clanton is an amateur that got his tour card. And the reason why you should care down here, because guess where he's from?
The U.
Hialeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, the
Look
U
at
don't
that.
have. How about this? Think about this. The University of Miami does not have a men's golf team.
Suckers.
They have a women's golf team.
Heard they were scared to take on the Bucks. That's why.
The Bucks.
Yep.
Well, the small schools like that, they all have number foreigners, right?
Nothing but Swedes, dude.
Yep.
We had 6 Pelle Larsons on our team.
Yep.
Dominated.
There's a lot of like European players that come over and play at these small universities because it's golf. You can golf anywhere.
Tons of Swedes on the golf and tennis team at Barry.
Yep, there you go.
It was all put together. Get Pelle Larson some more minutes too. I want to see him out there hustling his ass off. Where's Pelle? Did you see Pelle Larson scare the holy hell out of Tyler Hero?
Would you rather have Pelle Larson play more or Kel'el?
Kel'el.
Okay. So
But why can't I have both?
Why can't you have both?
I
don't know with Pelle, like.
Speaking of, by the way, we have some breaking news from Anthony Chang. The Heat will be without Kel'el Ware because of a sprained right knee. Erik Spoelstra said after the game that Ware was fine, but apparently he left last night's game hobbled. Yeah, that's because of that damn Mitchell Robinson with his flopping and his flailing all over the place, diving on people. He did the same thing to Joel Embiid. Guy can't control his body, and he's flopping like a fish on giant people's legs. Ridiculous. You know it's true, Vlad. You guys sit here with your little mixtape about Bam Adebayo being a dirty player, and this Mitchell Robinson can't stay on his 2 feet.
I'm going to just say this, right? Not while Vlad's here.
What do you mean?
That's some stuff you keep in the family. When Frog Boy gets here, because I don't want to see his reaction to your nonsense.
I'm not hiding from anybody. He was
What are you hiding from? They came back from 19 and won the game. What could you possibly say?
Mitchell Robinson.
What could you possibly say?
Who was the spark plug?
Yeah. Oh, he was a spark plug, all right. He was because he took a club to Kel'el Ware's knee and sprained it.
Wait, why you make it sound like it was Nancy Kerrigan?
All of a sudden, Mitchell Robinson's Tanya Harding.
You bullied a rookie by taking out his knee ligaments.
I would say it was more crushing to have Josh Hart just driving whenever he wanted to.
Oh, whatever. He's another one rolling up on people's ankles.
What can we? This team who works on taking guys off the dribble and getting to the hoop. This is what the Knicks do, right?
Yep.
You can't have a guy standing in front of a guy named Slow-Mo.
All right, dude. You've bullied Slow-Mo enough. Let's get to the real thing.
Bullying him.
You got a bunch of Kurt Angles out there doing the ankle lock on the New York Knicks. And now Kel'el Ware can't play. So if you guys really wanted to tune into Heat Wizards tonight, 6:15, I got preheat for you.
Oh, you're doing preheat tonight?
Yeah, I'm in for Solana.
Are you going down to the arena?
I am.
Oh, you are today.
I am.
Oh, nice.
It's a home game. What am I supposed to do? Everybody's going to be in there, and I'm not.
Yeah, but I thought you got a little sick one, a youngling.
I have another parent. She'll tag in. She'll take the hot tag.
Wow.
So you would rather see a team who can disappoint you than take care of your daughter who's ill.
I don't understand how this turned into me not being a
I
parent.
know,
I
what is
literally
wrong
have been
with
home.
this?
I've literally been home all day with her.
No. I
She's
did
been
not
ringing
do
the
this.
bell.
I did that.
I understand.
I pulled a Tobin.
I didn't even say anything about that. So I want you to
implying
tone back your anger and direct it towards the right person.
All right. Well, we'll talk to a very
you won't
nice.
be watching the Panthers today.
I don't think I am because they don't have a bunch of screens up there. I mean, if I could find a way, and I don't have Panthers Plus, so I guess I got to get Panthers Plus to watch it, JFig. So unless the Panthers want to give me a wink, a little wink password for Panthers Plus, I would appreciate that.
You and the winks.
Yep.
The winks. The pinks. We'll talk to a man who was an absolute menace. He's going to be fighting at the Heat's house coming on April 12th, UFC 314. Iron Michael Chandler. He's taking on Paddy Pimblett in the co-main event. He joins us next. All right, welcome back, everybody. 560 WQAM. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Very excited to talk to our next guest. He is going to be in the co-main event at UFC 314 on April 12th at the Heat's house, the Kaseya Center, coming on up. against Paddy Pimblett. We talked to Paddy yesterday, and now we get the opportunity to talk to this man right here, Iron Michael Chandler, joining us here on the show. He's done a lot of his training in South Florida throughout his career. So, Michael, thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump down there to Miami from where I am here in Deerfield Beach. So it'll be a nice little travel day.
It is, and I imagine that with how many guys train down here, has this become a sneaky popular card to now get on annually, Michael? Because nobody has to, go away from home base.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, the main attraction was when I actually sat at the Miami card last year and realized the fandom and how big the card was and how loud it was and how fun it was. It was just, Miami's a great spot to fight, and that's why the UFC keeps coming back every year. So now here I am on the card, and I look to steal the show, as I always do.
He has a special place in my heart too, Leroy, because I remember the Michael Chandler cards at Bellator at the old Hard Rock Live with Hector Lombard and those guys, and they were the only MMA card coming because UFC had they had blacklisted South Florida for a while. So it is great to see it now back as a hotbed, and you get to have another moment down here.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I mean, yeah, I've only fought in South Florida one time, and it was when I beat Eddie in 2011, Eddie Alvarez. So I'm undefeated in Florida. I do my training in Florida. It's kind of like my second home. I have a home down here, so home field advantage for the boy from down here in Florida.
Is that a real convenient thing? Because, a lot of people talk about, playing games at home versus travel or whatever. But in the fight game, you usually go, 10, 15 days early anyway to get acclimated. So is there as much of a advantage of being able to be in your own house and being at home and kind of continue your training regimen and not have to adjust for where you have to do it or how you have to do it?
Yeah, it's a good question because I've actually really never done it. Last time I fought in Florida, I was training in Vegas.
Okay.
So I mean, technically, this is my first time kind of actually fighting in the place that I actually live. So, I mean, I've flown all the way across the world to Abu Dhabi twice. Which the crazy thing is I have not fought in Vegas. This is my 6th or 7th fight in the UFC. Talking to Hunter Campbell the other day when we booked this thing, I was like, dude, I have to fight in Vegas. I'm excited about Miami, but dude, how have I not fought in Vegas yet? But it's definitely easy. You think about a guy like Paddy who's got to fly from all the way across the pond. Our main event, Volkanovski coming from Australia. These are big flights. You got to come a week or two in advance. Man, I'm just going to hop in a vehicle and drive an hour and be in the hotel, the host hotel here, a few days before the fight. It's going to be nice, easy and convenient.
So we were talking to Paddy this week about your matchup, and he's very cocky, Michael. He thinks that a lot of the top of the lightweight division is on the way out, that you guys are all now over the hill. And he thinks he's the young lion who's ready to steamroll through everybody. What do you make of him as an opponent? Do you feel like this is the time where you expose Paddy? Because a lot of people think this is way too big a leap up in competition for him facing you.
Yeah, I mean, only he knows whether he's a lion or not. Is he young? Yes. But is he a lion? He definitely has not proven that yet. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Just because he hasn't been battle tested yet by any top competition doesn't mean that he's not a lion. But I got a sneaky suspicion he wouldn't be able to hang with the dudes like me, the Poiriers, the Gaethjes, the Oliveras, these guys who you literally have to kill to get outside of the octagon. So, we'll see. It remains to be seen. All I know is I've fought the top contenders. I've had an opportunity to fight for the title, become the number one contender. I've had these great opportunities, and this is the life cycle of a fighter where it's like, hey, I need to plant my flag in the middle of the UFC octagon and say, hey, I am still here. You're outside the top 10 for a reason, and I'm inside the top 10 for a very special reason. And I'm going to go out there, and I believe I'm going to starch him. But, it remains to be seen, man. I'm just excited to compete. I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities. And as I've said before, Paddy's got a great brand. People like him. He's popular for a reason. I got nothing against the guy, but it's definitely not going to stop me from trying to separate him from consciousness right in the middle of the Kaseya Center in Miami.
How difficult is it to fight, go from a guy who's going to go toe-to-toe with you and you guys are going to box the lights out of each other or try to knock each other out versus somebody whose main goal is to choke you out or to get you on the ground? Does it become more difficult trying to find find some kind of way to dominate in your style because he's not even looking to kind of strike with you?
Yeah, I mean it's a good question. I mean that's the great thing about mixed martial arts, man.
Right.
Is we think we know that Paddy's more of a grappler, I'm more of a striker, or Charles Oliveira is more of a grappler, or not a striker as much. But you never really know until you get into the confines of competition, right? And you're in the moment, and you're just fighting in the middle of the octagon. So yeah, man, every fight is different, and I'm really focusing about 80% on myself. How do I make myself into the most dangerous I possibly can be? And we know what Paddy brings to the table. He's got some great grappling. He tries to stay on the outside, especially against a pressure fighter like me. We saw it in the Jared Gordon fight, which the vast majority of the people think that Paddy lost that fight. Jared's a training partner of mine. I trained with him this morning. So we're having some conversations. I'm going to put the pressure on him. I'm going to get him on his back foot. I'm going to make him second guess his existence inside of the UFC top 10. And we're going to see how he handles it. Does he sink? Does he swim? We don't know. All I know is I'm throwing bombs.
You're always that's what we know. There's never been a boring
Guys,
Chandler fight.
Throw bombs. Hey, spoiler alert! I'm gonna throw bombs.
Yeah,
Michael, how is it? Just I guess being back on a regular fight schedule. Everybody knows the Conor thing was a long wait for you. You finally decided to get back into it. So now being on all right, I'm gonna fight in 5 months type of deal. Does that feel more in routine? Even though you're a guy who stays in great shape, does it feel better to be back on a normal schedule?
It does, yeah. And I've always been the kind of guy, man. I live this sport, man. I live a champion lifestyle. Even when I don't have a target, don't have a date, don't have a goal in mind, my goal is to make myself the happiest, the healthiest, and the hardest to kill at all times. So I'm always training. But yeah, obviously we sat out a little bit, waiting for the Ultimate Fighter 31 to finish with me and Conor fighting. Signed, he pulls out of the fight. But to remind people, to give them a little bit of recollection, I signed with the UFC in September of 2020 and was the backup in October, fought January, May, November. I mean, I fought 5 fights in a 24-month period. So I've always been busy. And this is no different. I was disappointed when I lost to Charles Oliveira in November at Madison Square Garden. The only way to get past the disappointment is to get back on the horse. Right. I wasn't going to sit around. Sometimes an imperfect plan executed now is much better than a perfect plan executed down the road. I just want to stay busy. I want to stay active, and I want to keep on being true to my word of exactly who I am. The most entertaining fighter on the UFC roster. Everybody at the Kaseya Center will be on the edge of their seats or most likely on their feet while I'm fighting, because I'm going to finish Paddy Pimblett.
One more before we get you out of here. Just got to know, out of all of the 2 years you watch, because you do live the lifestyle, when you watch Conor McGregor behave the way that he has out of the acting, was there ever a video, a moment, anything where you're just like, are you mother bleeping kidding me? This is how he's acting in the cage right now. This is never going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, no, not really, because, Conor is a very unique individual, and he's always acted like that. He's been acting like that since as long as any of us can remember. So just because a man is kind of a little bit crazy outside of the octagon doesn't mean he's not going to come back. And the other thing is too, it's like, well, hey, he's on his yacht. He's obviously not focused on fighting. It's like, well, hey, if you had a yacht, wouldn't you be on your yacht if you didn't have a fight booked? So I always just looked at it like that. People can make fun of me all they want. It's fine. I wanted a little bit of time off, to be honest with you. Like I said, I got shot out of a cannon in October of 2020, and then fought all these fights, fought all these top contenders. I wasn't afraid to take a little bit of time off to let my body heal a little bit and just get that yearning back for the sport. And I did. Obviously, I fell short in November against arguably, the guy who is going to fight for the title next, Charles Oliveira. So we'll see, man. I'm excited to go out and compete, and I'm excited that it's in Miami. Everybody get your tickets, man, because it is going to be an absolute blast of a show.
You would still be on the yacht throwing bombs though, and shadow boxing.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. I don't know if I'd be in my underwear on a stationary bike like he was and taking videos of it, but we'll see.
So Michael, like, you've been in the fight game a long time. After a fight, can you tell when you need a longer break? Like, can you just tell throughout, you're preparing for all these fights and if they would have asked you to fight, you would have fought.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, can you tell and can you go to your people and say, I need a break here? I've been going at it too long.
Yeah, life leaves you clues, man. There's breadcrumbs everywhere, man. Like it's like, if you're in a training camp and you don't have that fire when you wake up, or the body's feeling a little run down, or you're just not 100% motivated like you should be. That's a clue that, hey man, maybe you need to just take a step back, because it's completely okay to realize that in a lot of different areas in our life, absence does make the heart grow fonder, right? So just being pulled away, having the sport taken away from me for the better part of a year and a half before I got back into a training camp to fight Charles Oliveira, in a lot of ways was tough, but in a lot of ways it was really, really good. I spent a ton of time with my family, dated my wife a lot more, made some great money outside of just getting punched in the face, and took advantage of a lot of opportunities, man. So it was good. It was just
refreshed now. Your body feels like I'm ready.
Body felt refreshed, man, and I'm excited to go out there and prove that I still got a lot of gas left in the tank in Miami.
We're looking forward to it. Get out there, South Florida. Tickets available now at the Casella Center, UFC 314, April 12th. And if you can't make it out there, ESPN Plus pay-per-view as well. Michael Chandler, thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, boys. See you at the top.